So basically, Carey Price waves his no move. Montreal Canadiens are staring Seattle right in the face and saying, bet.
You're listening to the Draft in Hand podcast with your hosts, Greg, Ian, and Mark.
So if Carey Price gets taken by the Seattle Kraken, what color jersey?
The Seattle Prices?
No, that's stupid. What color jersey are you going to get, Mark? White or dark?
Of what? I want their third jersey.
The Kraken's third jersey? Their reverse retro jersey? They're going to have a reverse retro.
They're going to have
right
5 jerseys before they even start the season.
Yeah. Like the fucking Seattle Golden Knights or Vegas Golden Kraken or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that team. Been in the playoffs 3 years in a row.
18 jerseys. So which one are you going to get, Mark, with the Carey Price on it?
I like the white. I like wearing white.
Mark's going to get a white Kraken jersey with Carey Price's name on it.
I like being risky. Like, oh, maybe this guy will get some ketchup on his shirt. No, I won't.
This
I
is
wear white.
Interesting times for anybody who's a Montreal Canadiens fan.
Yeah, I've missed the entire weekend of all this fucking hockey nonsense.
I think it was better than the trade deadline.
It's way better. I woke up from my nap on, what was it, Friday or Saturday? It was Saturday. And I just had like 15 score notifications. I was just like, what the fuck happened?
Trade deadline. Trade freeze. Trade freeze went into effect yesterday. So we're recording this on Sunday, the 18th.
All the trades and people.
3 p.m. on the 17th.
People that couldn't
Saturday.
Protect certain players. It's like, let's try and get something out of them real quick.
So here's an idea. Crazy idea. Okay. Make it more entertaining. Why don't we just throw another team into the league after the trade deadline? So phantom team after the trade deadline, and they're made up of random players. Points? Yeah,
it's a race to the playoffs.
No, they start off with like whatever the 16th place team in the NHL is. They start with that many points right at the trade deadline. So there's trade deadline. It's like 3 p.m. or whatever. At 7 p.m. live, they're drafting a phantom team,
a wild card team.
Yeah.
And then that makes everyone like just trade out their ass.
Because it's like you can only protect so many players, and they might take certain players from certain teams, and maybe they take it. Maybe if you're like a certain number of points out of the playoffs, or if you've like identified yourself as like tanking, they're allowed to take 2 players from those teams or something like that. Yeah, just fuck out, and then they might scoop a playoff spot.
Two phantom teams.
No. That's
one
more
in the
chaotic.
East, one in the West.
No, more chaotic if there's one, because it's like they don't have to play any home games. Which conference are they going to make? Who knows?
It doesn't matter.
Only Gary Bettman does. I just watch all the GMs freak out as they try to protect all their players. And of course, you can only take 1 player per team unless it's like one of those bottom teams, maybe. I don't know, just an idea. Because before the trade freeze, that was way more entertaining than the stupid trade deadline watching.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff.
TSN and Sportsnet and.
Well, you sit there all day expecting something and you don't really get it.
This way, we weren't really expecting anything. No. And then it was like, oh,
lots of stuff happened. Yeah.
We were talking about yesterday at the trailer, like.
Who's we? People.
Some of the guys at the trailer.
Just people. You were sitting around the fire.
They're like, you know how a cap hit is the same every year?
Yeah, like, average annual value. That's how cap hit works. Yeah.
Being able to make the salary as the cap hit, where you can circumvent your cap being like how you're paying people.
Right. So I feel like they intentionally didn't make it like that because then you could absolutely abuse it. And
I think it would be so sick how contracts would be made though that way.
So the whole idea of a cap.
I know it's
kind of a cool idea.
It's to circumvent what I'm thinking of.
So the whole idea of a cap is to basically, one, pay players less than market value, but also to help the lesser teams. And
Ian's if you just laughing at the dog we have in the fucking garage,
there's a fucking wrecking ball running around. Mark thought it was a good idea to let this giant dog in the garage.
We have a friggin' massive 100-pound Rottweiler roaming around the garage, and he
I can't stop laughing. I'm just watching him. He's so dumb because he's a puppy. Yeah. He's just running into the table.
It's unbelievable. So sorry for any audio issues.
But yeah. Sorry, yeah, I know what, like you're saying, it just doesn't work in the modern era where like you can't like.
No, so what that would do is that would really, really help the richer teams. They'd really be able to swing.
Oh, so you're saying the teams that can spend money on players that?
Yes.
I mean the teams that are.
Yeah.
The teams that want to be good.
No, the teams that are rich would be able to abuse that way more than the teams that just don't have the annual budget.
And the teams that are rich can't do
do it.
shit. There's no advantage for a team that is rich.
No, I'm saying there's a complete advantage.
I know.
Under normal circumstances,
Yeah, under
yes.
normal circumstances, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the
All they
average.
can do
It's
is
just average.
better benefits in their contracts, basically.
No, but that's
right?
what I'm saying. If a team is rich enough to pay contracts like that, then to me, I'm like, so be it. Like,
Well,
go
Mark,
for
then
it.
you just have
I
a
know.
luxury tax.
No, I'm just
which is kind of what
exactly.
It should be.
That's what it kind of should be, like baseball.
Yeah. Although baseball, I mean, it's a luxury slap on the wrist, but whatever.
But you're allowed to go over what you need to pay, and the teams pay for that to be
Yes.
over the cap.
Yeah, I don't think baseball's model is hugely flawed as well.
It's a freaking 40 team roster too. So
For the World Series, what were we saying? How many players on the Yankees it was the Dodgers? How many players on the Dodgers made more than the entire Tampa Bay?
One of the players
roster?
made more than them, and he wasn't even playing.
Yeah,
David Price.
Yeah.
David Price made more than the entire Tampa Bay team. That's not right. How is that a sport? Like, how is that? How is that a
How
thing?
is Tampa there?
Just how?
Price could literally own Tampa Bay and be like, I win regardless. That's not really how it works, but
But it
almost.
was a pretty damn good World Series. So
And it still was a good World Series, ironically enough. I don't know why we're talking about that, but
we just went down to like
the AAV. Yeah, the AAV is just I know a lot of people still don't know how it works though. It's basically like that you take the total for the guy's
the Phoenix
contract.
Coyotes, Arizona Coyotes.
You take the total of the contract, divide it by the number of years, and even though they might get paid $12 million one year and then $2 million the next year,
You're still 6 or whatever.
7. 12 plus 10 is 14 divided by 2. So your average annual value, which is your cap hit, is $7 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying the opposite. Imagine it wasn't an AA. It was just pay him for that year.
Yeah,
Like,
we're gonna
hey,
give this
we're
guy
gonna give this
20.
guy 20 mil, and then we're gonna pay him 800,000 next year.
Yeah,
and we're
yeah.
gonna go,
That'd be
like,
sick.
Yeah,
Because Leafs would have
that would benefit the Leafs well because you pay Matthews 15, Marner 8 that year, Marner 15, Matthews 8 the next year.
yeah.
Okay, hold on, but let me break something to you that would work out to the same amount. You're just
No, I
it would work
know.
out to the exact same.
I know.
I was thinking it would work out better for them because they signed them in different years. So that first year when Marner got his big contract, he could have gotten $20 million that year, and then Matthews gets his big contract the next year, or
Yes.
or Nylander got his early, or
If
someone,
exactly.
whatever.
are
You know?
offset like that, then
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I was saying. You feed it off before they got it. Like
But then once they're all signed, once they're off their entry levels, then
Yeah,
It's all the
then
same.
Then it has to be the same. Yeah.
And you're screwing over the person that doesn't get their big year until the end because more money in the bank, you invest it, your money can double in that 5 years you're waiting. So
yeah.
you
Oh, exactly.
aren't getting
Who
it.
knows where the?
Oh yeah.
cap's
By the
going.
way, welcome.
Welcome to where?
Yep. Yep. This is a big tangent. That's what happens when Mark brings, I had an idea around the campfire up at the thing and I was just with the boys drinking. It's like, oh man.
Oh fuck, we were up so late on the weekend.
Yep.
I was up early.
You want to tell us about it again?
No, I
or-
worked.
All right.
We were up till like 2:33.
Yeah, I woke up at 4.
Happy birthday, Ian.
Yeah, thanks.
What'd you do for your birthday?
I went to Amiga's.
So local restaurant,
Yeah.
local dive
It was
bar.
Ian's first time out at the bar. How was the bar?
It was busy out on the patio. Inside was not.
Did you eat inside?
Yeah. I don't like eating outside.
They got air conditioning inside.
They didn't have it on.
Oh,
It's called the door open.
It wasn't that hot though.
what'd you get?
Roti.
Mm.
So good.
Oh,
My asshole didn't like me the next day.
fuck, it's so
Nice. First time eating indoors at a restaurant in
Oh, since March of 2020.
good. Year and a half.
basically a year and a half.
Well, and that was the first time I was sat down in there because I've been there to pick up food, right?
Sure.
But like that's the first time I've sat down
For a meal.
for a meal, for a beer, anything in there since
Fuck.
March of 2020.
Fucking right.
Was it weird? Or was it just like
No,
old times?
Yeah.
Were
got a
people,
free-
were people spaced out in there?
Oh yeah. They have to have like 2 meters between the
So
tables.
basically a table in between.
You're allowed
tables.
full capacity as long as you can keep the distancing.
Yeah, so you could have 1,000 people inside as long as your tables are 2 meters spread apart. So no places can actually do that. Like big
Right.
banquet halls could do stuff like that easily.
Oh,
though.
easy.
Yeah, I suppose. Even though at that point you put 1,000 people inside breathing all over the place, like what's the point anyway? But
Yeah.
double vaxxed. Hopefully nobody's cooties.
Ew.
Mono. I'd be more worried about mono.
Okay, shut up. Let me do the thing. Everybody, welcome to the Drafts and Hand podcast for July 18, Sunday. I'm Greg. Over there's Ian.
Yo.
You're wiser.
No.
And there's Mark.
Yeah, you know who I am already.
Yeah.
10 minutes in.
Good job, everybody, so far.
10 minutes in on the welcome.
Great work. Good job.
What are we
Bringing
doing?
the heat today.
So you brought up the price thing. Can I bring up that news we just got?
Yeah. Okay. So let's just roll all the hockey stuff. The hockey stuff probably is just going to come out fast and furious and all over the place. So just hang on to your seats. Yeah, Ian. What's the Carey Price news? So Carey Price exposed by the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, and then we just get an update. Price is dealing with knee injury that may require surgery, and also is getting his hip looked at or something.
Oh, look at your hip. It looks good.
It's still
I remember
there.
when I was Kucherov.
Yeah.
You were Kucherov? When?
No, Price was Kucherov.
Oh, Kucherov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, they won't take me. I have a knee problem. It's like, I'm still fucking taking care of
Convenient
Fuck
news,
you.
eh? Very conveniently
You're telling
timed
me
news.
My brand new team can have a top 3 to 5 goalie in the league.
All time.
I would say-
Not in the
not
league, all time.
Not all time. But 3 to 5 goalie right now.
Still a really good goalie. Like, phenomenal.
Probably
Yeah.
top 3 goalie in the league.
Currently. Maybe.
Yes.
Although Mark's fantasy team is going to... Don't bitch about your fantasy
Okay,
team.
well,
we'll
he was
do that later. We'll do that
So
later.
No,
but
I
different
don't care
for
about my
fantasy.
fantasy
Different for
team.
fantasy.
If I wanted a goalie on my team, it's fucking Carey Price or Vasilevsky.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
won Montreal.
Literally
playoff
the two
games.
goalies in the fucking cup final this
Yeah,
year.
yeah, probably the best 2 goalies in the league.
Although neither
Arg-
one won the Vezina.
Argue someone else. Grubauer.
Grubauer's got to
The
do it more
post?
often.
I like the post. Millhouse wasn't bad for Springfield.
So basically, Carey Price waves his no move. Montreal Canadiens are staring Seattle right in the face and saying, bet.
I'd fucking
10
take
and a
him.
half
I'd
mil
fucking
for the
take
next
him. I don't
5
care.
years.
You got nothing. You got nothing. Add it up. Who cares?
Where do you guys want to go with this? Do you guys want to look at some of the other goaltenders that are not protected?
Bishop.
I just don't know. I'm not surprised that Montreal didn't leave unprotected the same way the Wild released, bought out Suter and Parise.
That was so they could protect other players because they had no movement clauses.
Suter still plays 27, 28 minutes a fucking game.
Yeah, and Suter still had like a
Yes, he
war of
does.
like 75,
Yeah.
80%.
Like the dude can still fucking play.
I didn't mind them buying out Parise. I didn't.
No,
but, like,
Parise, his contract just isn't serviceable anymore. If you get him for like $2 million,
Yeah.
it's Parise's still going to play in the league.
He's still gonna play somewhere.
His contract
Yep.
just isn't worth what he is anymore.
But like
Right.
the 3D they
Both-
did,
yeah.
the 3D they did protect were both all really good.
Spurgeon, Dumba, and Broden.
Broden, yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I was boosting Brodeen all year.
yeah. Even Spurgeon.
Yeah, well,
and he's
Spurgeon's
the
their captain.
Yeah. Well, Colorado's not protecting their captain
Stamkos might be Tampa might be trying to move Stamkos.
just for cap space.
Yeah.
They asked him to move his move his
Move is no move?
move his no move.
Move is no wave?
Yeah.
Wave his move.
Wave is no move?
Oh, it's
Sea-Doo on the waves?
It's fucking news. Like, there's a lot of shit that happened. Like, I was up at the trailer, so like all these things I saw was like, I load Twitter, I look at it, and then go away, and it was like whatever the headline I saw, and I just close it.
Twitter was wild this weekend.
Yeah.
So wild.
When I tried to catch up, I was like, why the fuck am I scrolling
There's
so much?
Did you read or
Yeah.
just scroll?
I just scrolled. I didn't
Yeah.
read anything. I just went to the
Defeats the
top.
purpose of words.
No, exactly, but it also like
Just feels good to be all caught up on it, even though you haven't read anything.
I don't even know what the fuck happened on the weekend.
It's still the weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
It's still the weekend.
I just know the Flyers made a pretty cool deal.
Okay. You keep throwing stuff out randomly. So, yeah.
I'm a pitcher.
No, that's not what a pitcher does.
Yeah.
No.
I try to get people out, so I throw shit randomly.
No. You know better than that. You know better than that.
All right,
Pitchers
so
are
we're
very
going with the
controlled.
goalies.
Okay, so let's have a look at the goal. Okay, we'll get through all that stuff, but yeah, goaltenders. So here's some. I'll throw out some names. Tell me if you'd be interested in this guy. Okay, so in fact, I can read out all these names because it's not a big list.
Interested for who?
Seattle.
Okay.
If you're the Seattle Kraken, if you're a Ronnie franchise starting a new franchise,
If I was a crackhead, who would I want on my team?
if you were a Kraken from Seattle, Ben Bishop hasn't played in a year.
Yes.
Big contract.
Yes.
LTIR.
Yes.
You got Chris Drieger
Yes.
available.
No.
I think he might be. I think he might be
Only
able to sign
because
him
he's
for.
cheap.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
So good backup for Carey Price.
Jonathan
Yeah.
Quick,
No. Make Ellie suffer.
Capo. Is it Kakinen? Kokinen?
Kakinen with
Currently with the Wild.
He's
I
good.
think he's a
like
good
him.
option, man.
I had him. I had him in one
I
of my
like
fantasy
him.
teams.
I would, if it were me, I would probably go Drieger, Kakinen.
Wouldn't go Carey Price.
I would. I haven't looked at the math that in depth, but like Carey Price for now. But then if you get those two guys, then it's like your goalies are stacked. Here, okay. Fun thing about
Those
Carey
two
Price.
guys are young too.
Well, the thing is with me, Drager and Kakinen or whatever, they're replaceable. If you take Carey Price and he sucks, you can't replace that.
It's
If you,
true.
well, if so hold on. If you get Carey Price and he sucks, you then have 10 million of sucky. on your
Exactly.
cap.
You can't replace that.
And
if you
that's
got
what he's
Drager
saying.
and Kakinen, like, whatever, we'll fucking
You can
throw-
swing and miss. Yeah.
You can swing and miss with them.
Same with
It doesn't cost you anything.
same with Vanacek Capitals. Sort of the similar deal.
I like him,
Sort of a similar deal as those two.
but I don't think he didn't play that good in front of a good Washington team though.
Behind a good Washington team. Yeah, you're right. Braden Holtby's on that list. Martin Jones is on that list. I wouldn't touch either one of those. Same with Matt Murray.
Yeah, I would touch on those guys with a.
No.
I think I could score on a couple of those guys.
Well, let's be careful what we say in here. These guys.
Hey, man.
Making up stuff, making up words.
There's a reason why there's a lot of shit coming out of my mouth.
Carey Price. What was I? Okay, so interesting thing with Carey Price. He waived his no move in order to go to Seattle. That does not mean that Seattle can flip him. He has to then waive his no move for Seattle as well. You guys follow?
Yep. Yeah.
Mark, you look confused. So he
like,
waived his no move
Seattle
for the purpose
can't-
of being exposed.
Seattle can't sign him and
Yeah.
then just flip him to another team for
Yeah,
asset.
his no movement's still
Intact
if he gets signed by Seattle.
if he gets picked by Seattle. Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. So just to be, because there are teams that will be signed. There are players that will be signed by Seattle. Also of note, just keep in mind, I don't know how much we have to really speculate about Carey Price other than throwing it at Habs fans' faces. But Carey Price, remember, is from British Columbia. So
Stone's throw.
at this point in his career, well, funny you say that, Ian. So, at this point in his career, would you rather play in Montreal where you have your whole life, or would you rather play as close to home as possible?
Wherever I get a chance to win.
Funny thing, he's actually from a town in like the middle of BC. Like it's pretty
So
far.
it's nowhere close to Seattle.
Nah, not really. But Seattle's like one of the closer teams, but it's as close to BC as you can get. It's. I looked up the town. I'm like, yo, it looks like it's almost spelled like Anaheim. I think it's Anaheim or something. Anaheim, BC. Anyway, Carey Price. So those are your goaltenders. You have a few options.
You got a lot of options.
And-
There's a lot of players available, man.
Yeah. Dude, you could pick three of those goaltenders. Even if you went, like we said, Vanacek and Drieger and
We've seen what
Kakinen?
Fleury's done with Vegas.
yeah, established. So if you want to go, if you think Fleury, then you go Price. If you want to go, if you want to pick three darts, take three darts, throw them at a dartboard. I think you can do a lot worse than those three guys.
I'm sure a lot of the teams in the NHL wish they had those three guys.
We're not going to name those teams, but I agree.
Yeah, if I'm if I'm Seattle, I'm just like, I could have a better goalie than like probably any team in the league right now. If I really want to, I could have the best goalie in the league.
He could have the best
speaking.
tandem. If he
Yes.
took Price and Bishop,
At a point, almost why not?
why not?
It's like in a draft. If you draft the best players.
Draft talent. Can we pause there for a minute? Actually, big news: the Arizona Coyotes move from the Pacific to the Central
They traded Aiden Hill.
to a non-divisional rival now. Because remember, I saw some comments online that said divisional trade. No. Arizona's in the Central now.
yeah.
Oh, they're
Pacific.
getting fucked so hard.
Mark, Ian,
Oh,
who is
poor
the second
Arizona.
best team in the Pacific Division?
Seattle Kraken, probably.
Do you want me to name the team? I'll name the teams real quick, okay? So you got the
I know the teams.
for the listeners.
Canadiens.
For the listeners, okay? So we got Vegas, who's number one. You got the 3 California teams, Anaheim,
they're
LA,
shit.
San Jose. Then you have the 3 Canadian teams in the West, so Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, and then you have the Seattle Kraken.
So I don't know. I'm almost.
So they
put-
became the third best team behind the McDavids and the Vegas
Yeah,
Knights.
that's what I was gonna say. McDavid Draisaitl is probably number 2.
So you're trying to say that the Edmonton Oilers are not on the list, but McDavid and Draisaitl are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
understand.
number 2. Yeah,
the McDavid Draisaitls.
So first place is Vegas, second place is McDavid Draisaitl, and third place is basically
probably Seattle.
If Seattle wanted to
Probably
be
the Crackheads.
So how about this? I got an idea. Seattle finishes third in the division.
Yeah,
In the first round, they play Edmonton.
yeah.
Are they not
So-
good?
No. They play McDavid.
So
Draisaitl.
you're right. They don't play the Oilers. They play McDavid Draisaitl.
McDrysaddle.
What Euchers McDavid Draisaitl? Carey Price.
Yeah,
They got the Bauer.
yeah.
Then Carey Price against the Vegas Golden Knights in the next round.
He
We saw
already
that.
did it
we
once.
just saw that.
Are we like literally writing a parody?
Record this shit. Right.
We are recording.
Record it. Record it, dude. Record it.
Mark it down. 20 minutes in.
And then they'll lose in the conference finals to
Colorado.
some team.
Colorado. Yeah, probably Colorado.
Because I mean, look at the Central's
Let's
not
call
great
it Minnesota.
I'll call it Colorado.
maybe. The Central Division's. I don't want to go through each division, but the Central Division's not great either. It's you got a bunch of mediocre teams: Colorado,
St.
Minnesota,
Louis,
St. Louis.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg's pretty good,
That's there.
and then
Nashville's trash.
Nashville and
Chicago's
Chicago are
trashing.
Bad, at the
Can we
bottom.
give sorry, brought up Nashville. Can we get a round of applause to Pecorine?
Speaking of goaltenders, yes,
Oh, yes. Great career.
great career.
You think
15
he's
seasons.
Hall
phenomenal
of Fame? Probably.
No, he didn't win enough.
No.
No, I don't. I don't.
He's
think
close.
So. I don't think so. If he had won
Very
a cup,
close.
if he had won the cup when
100%.
When they had made it, when they lost to Pittsburgh.
100% he'd be in. But
When was that? 16? That was the year before Vegas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the year right before the Vegas draft. PK Subban was on the team. Ryan Johansson was out with a broken leg.
Yeah. It's before Duchesne.
Was that pre-Duchesne?
Yeah.
Yep. Pecorine, hell of a career.
Because that's when Duchesne lost to Ottawa in the finals. Or Duchesne was on Ottawa when Ottawa went to the conference finals.
Hey, can I give you his career stats?
Pecorine's career stats?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
369 wins, 212 losses,
He's so close to 400.
75 ties,
600, you mean? Oh, it's 400 wins. I got you.
369
Yeah.
wins, yeah. 75 ties, 60 shutouts, 2.43 goals against average, and a 917 save percentage.
That is something, man. That's a good
career.
year.
That's a career.
But to do that consistently is just absolutely
insane, man.
incredible. I know Nashville's a really good defensive system, but
He's
he
going
did it.
he's going to the Hall of Very Good.
There's a lot of guys in the Hall of Very Good.
I know.
He's right there, man.
He's probably the closest thing to going to the Hall of Fame,
One Vezina.
representing the Hall of Very Good.
You have Hockey Reference open there, Ian, right? Is it one Vezina?
I don't know.
I think he has one Vezina.
I don't know where to see it on this, and on my phone, it's too many fucking ads.
Just buy something.
Regardless, great goalie. He turned an organization into a hockey town.
Helped
Fucking-
too.
Beautiful player.
One Veza and one King Clancy.
So
He got the Clancy this year, actually.
You know what?
yeah,
Dude could make it if the voters are fucking easy one year.
fucking wrecking ball animal. Okay. And this, as the story goes, Pecorine drafted from someone watching him in warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Backstrom
Yeah, Nick. He was
Backstrom.
back up to Nicholas Backstrom.
in Finland or somewhere, and somebody went to go scout Backstrom, goalie for the Minnesota Wilds,
And they
Also
saw
an incredible
Pecorine
goaltender.
playing. And they're like, "Yo, this guy's good."
Saw Pecorine jump in to take a few shots in a warm up as a backup. They're like, "What is this 6'5" guy?
Yeah, what is this monstrosity
What
of
is
a human?
this? I will take that."
I'll take 2.
Well, you can only have one, Ian.
Yeah, but I want 2.
That's
want some more.
why That's why Nashville has Saros. They have 2 Finnish superstar goalies.
Sorry. Okay, Mark, you wanted to talk about the Minnesota Wild because that was big news earlier in the week. It seems like old news now, but the Minnesota Wild buy out Zach Parise and Ryan Suter.
Suter, yeah.
You think it's a good move?
It's a good move long term. It's a shit move if you're trying to like,
win.
PR it.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to sell it to your fans, because these are the two guys you signed to your biggest contracts as a team.
Yep.
And then you're basically saying, oh, we don't need him anymore. And like as a fan, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, as a fan, you're like, well, you better sign Kaprizov.
Well, yeah, you better sign him to a nice... you better just give him a fucking blank check, actually, with Kaprizov.
I don't know if I go that far. He's pretty good. He's not the best. Like...
Also, I read an Athletic article saying that like Suter and Parise both weren't happy being let go.
Obviously,
I heard that Suter just straight up hung up on his GM.
Yeah,
which is kind of funny.
So Suter found out that Parise was being let go before he was, and he was on the phone with Parise when the GM called him.
I feel like that's half true. I feel the GM. What I heard was the GM called Suter. Suter didn't answer. The GM called Parise, told him the news. Parise then called Suter, gave him the heads up. So, one way or the other.
Yeah,
and then Suter got the call.
I still can't believe they bought out Suter. His WAR is ridiculous against top players.
The dude can still play fucking 50, like literally 60 minutes a night.
Yeah, 25. Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
He's really good.
He's a great player.
He had a decent season, but I mean,
their forwards that they protected instead.
If that's not where the money wants to go, like. I feel bad for the GM because I don't think the GM wanted to make that call. It's the owner.
There might be something to that, man. So the cap hit, the AAV was just over 7.5 for both of them because they were the same.
What's her salary though?
I don't know. It was around this. Whatever. I'm not too worried about it. But I'm just gonna read out their cap hit over the next. Yes. Where is it?
You brought this up the other night to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, after they've been bought out.
Yeah,
it's like $3 million almost the whole time.
Okay, so this coming season, 21-22, it's let's call it 2.3. So it's closer to 2.4 each.
So that's
4.75. Let's call it.
Call it $5 million.
Do you want me to? Okay, I'll read out the total.
Yeah.
Combined because they're the exact same numbers. So 4.75 this year against the cap. So you know what? This year, if you want to go for it, if you really want to go for it this year, good move. If you really want to spend some money,
no,
sure.
3 years down the road, you're fucked.
Next year is 12.75 against the cap combined. So you're kind of like that's getting close to. That's a big player. That's a really good player. That's a franchise player.
It's Draisaitl.
Draisaitl plus something. Plus a little
Eichel.
bit. No, not that much.
Greg, you know what I'm saying.
The next 2 years, though, years 3 and 4 down the road, each 14.75. I rounded up a little bit.
14.75 for both of them.
Yeah, 14 million. 14.75 million.
That's 14 off an 86 million cap. They're probably hoping it'll go up in 2 years from now, the cap.
It's not going to go up that much.
But
you don't know that.
And then in 25, 26...
That big signing deal with ESPN
it's
is going to
below...
run the cap up way
high.
It could.
If the cap is going to be flat for the next 2 years, then it goes up. Then they've timed it well, but you're expecting it to do that. At the same time... 5 years from now, it's about 1.66666, and the next year's the same thing.
They still had that many years on their contract?
Yeah,
they signed them for 11 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that was back when you could sign.
Yeah.
I think they had 3 years left, so you have to double that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Minnesota Wild.
Sorry.
I like that they're getting exciting for us.
I was I was fine that they bought out Parise. I didn't think he was a healthy scratch a lot for them.
He was hurt a lot.
Yeah,
that as well. But like Suter,
But he was money in the playoffs this year.
Parise was?
Parise played really good in the playoffs.
Speaking of defensemen, so we're talking about Suter, the Philadelphia Flyers. How excited are you about Ryan Ellis?
His dick's hard.
I don't know where my fucking...
Just tell us. You don't have to wave your hands.
I got like a thing going like...
So you're excited.
Noisemaker?
Oh yeah, I got a noisemaker going.
For the listeners at home.
Ryan fucking Ellis for Nolan Patrick. I couldn't believe it. We got a first-line defenseman.
And Myers. You know what? Tell me about Myers. What's do you do? Philip Myers?
He's a good second line defenseman. He'll do what Nashville needs to do.
Great, perfect. Okay,
He's not as good as Ekholm. He's
Nope.
not nearly as good as Ellis.
nope. But Ryan Ellis,
Oh, Ryan
top
Ellis, the
line
Flyers?
defenseman.
Legit, him and Ivan Provorov.
Ellis.
Oh my fucking
Ian,
god.
While Mark's over there having a boner, you want to just? Do you think that's one of the top D pairs in the league?
Yes.
Mark, put your boner back in your pants and let Ian answer the question.
I'm just thinking of D pairs that could possibly be better.
Like Hedman something, Hedman
Yeah.
Sergachev. They don't play together, I don't think.
Depends where Dougie Hamilton goes.
Dougie Hamilton, yeah.
I couldn't believe
But it'll be
Cliff
like a
fucking
top
pulled this
5.
off.
Oh, easily.
The question, like, he's no...
Well, Provorov's so underrated, so that it won't be looked at as a top 5.
Provorov's no Roman Yoshi.
No, but Ryan Ellis
is an all-star, man.
Ryan Ellis is good.
People don't know...
Provorov's
And guess
also a
what?
lot
He knows how to
younger than-
fucking win.
Who does?
Ryan Ellis. How many
Spitfires.
gold medals did he win?
Winter Spitfires.
How many gold medals did he win too?
Couple.
He was on the juniors for 4 years.
Did you see the two guys the Flyers aren't protecting?
Who?
Voracek
JVR
and
and Voracek.
So was it last week on the podcast you were saying Voracek is meh? So
he has been.
But, like,
he hasn't
they're-
been as good.
JVR
was their
led the
top scorer,
JVR was led them in scoring last year.
if
But
you were,
the contract is massive.
His
That's the only
contract
thing.
is shit.
So you know what? I think they could have just exposed him and been like, "All right, you guys want him, you can have him. We'll be happy to keep him." But
But you know what's going to happen? They're going to take Kubel from the Flyers.
no, Kubel is protected.
No, he's not.
Abe Kubel is protected.
I read they're not protecting Kubel.
No, he's protected.
Mark, I
Fuck,
sent
I
a
missed
list
so
out.
much shit.
Hockey Buzz, for one thing they do
I'm
well,
trying
they
to
have a
find
giant
Philly
list.
on this giant list for you. Philly, Abe Kubel, Couturier.
because they traded Patrick and Myers.
Yep.
They had
Yeah.
an extra.
Yeah.
They kept
So,
Kubel over
Kubel,
Patrick and
Couturier.
fucking- So I
Giroux,
saw their
Hayes,
list
Konechny,
before they traded.
Lawton.
Hold
Before
on,
the trade.
Ian, read out the list. Read out the list.
Abe Kubel, Couturier,
Yeah,
Giroux,
yeah.
Hayes, Konechny, Lawton, Lindholm,
Nailed it.
and then Ellis, Provorov, Sanheim, and Hart.
Sick. Okay, sorry, Marco. What?
Yeah, no, I saw that list before the trade.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw the
Yeah.
projected list.
Yeah.
The assumed list. I understand.
I just didn't. I was missing.
Were they going to go
2
4 and
together.
4 before?
No, it was Couturier, Hayes, Konechny, and Lawton, and then 3 defensemen.
with Nolan Patrick.
Hart. Yeah, with Patrick. Patrick was one of the keepers too.
Oh, and the 3 defensemen were probably because Ellis is on this
Yeah,
list.
Ellis switches with
It was
Myers.
probably Myers, Provorov,
Yeah.
and Sanheim, and then Abe Kubel took Patrick's spot.
Yeah,
probably.
and
So hold on.
Ellis
makes
So
sense.
Kubel just take Patrick's spot and Ellis takes Meyer's spot.
yeah,
Why
makes
didn't
sense.
we just say that?
Yeah, we
'Cause
we
we
had
had
to
to
think
argue
about
about
it.
Oh.
We had to fucking figure it out in our own minds
Aye.
because we can't problem solve.
No, that's for sure.
Detroit has some players that I would like people to take.
Who?
Danny DeKaiser.
I like the trade they made on the weekend.
I really like Nick Leddy. I just don't know why they're trading for
Yeah,
a 30
why did they trade for Nick Leddy?
Why are they trading for a 30-year-old defenseman?
You know what? my
I don't
theory?
know, but I was like,
he's
yo,
a
you guys just got Nick Leddy. Nick Leddy's
Leddy
sick.
for a second rounder? That's solid.
I think second rounder's a bit much, but
No,
For
The
Leddy-
trade probably needs a guy to fucking keep.
no,
maybe.
because they've got.
Are you going to
D
keep
that-
the Kaiser? You're not keeping the Kaiser.
Well, they're gonna keep him
No.
because they're not gonna take him.
yeah, no, nobody's picking DeKaiser.
Seattle's not taking DeKaiser.
All right, in my
They're probably taking Troy Stetcher actually.
sure, yeah, probably, yeah.
or be
dude.
like, no second, just like light everything up again.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, if you look at the lists, save yourself some time. I'll just give you the quick synopsis. If a team is good, they're losing a good player. If a team has been bad, they're not losing anything significant. So that applies to Nashville as well. I'm like, one of the guys they have protected was not even drafted. It's like, what? Detroit's kind of the same, but
Detroit has
all those
Tulowitzki
teams-
and Joe Hickett's available as defense as well.
whatever.
Cholowski's available?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they have Nemestikov and
He's good.
the other Svechnikov.
I'm taking Cholowski.
Can I give you my Leddy theory?
Yeah.
I think they got Leddy as a defense partner for
Cider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's the only way they're giving up a second-round pick for just a veteran defenseman. Like a middle-aged veteran defenseman. He's
Honestly,
like
I
around
do not
30.
want to play defense against that pairing. Or any hockey against that pairing.
Big in speed.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Both good puck moving defensemen too.
Yeah, and if they're on for 30 minutes, you're winning for the 30 minutes those two guys are on the ice.
And Detroit will lose the other 30 minutes, but that's fine. They're rebuilding. They got to get the number one pick somehow, sometime. Ian, this is not the year with the phenomenal superstar. Like, Power's pretty good, but I don't think he's like franchise.
Oh, I don't even know the draft this year. That's how
one.
bad it is. Just because,
It's
like,
good. It's decent, but there's
I don't
no
know. You
Austin
haven't heard.
Matthews,
You haven't heard about like
David.
hockey race, basically,
What's
right?
up, buddy?
It's been a little difficult, yeah.
No, but like because there hasn't been OHL, or there hasn't even been
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's been difficult
WHLQ.
Difficult to cover it if there's nothing going on. Difficult to judge these players.
Yeah. So yeah, like the top 3 guys are all Michigan State's
Yeah,
guys.
basically.
It's just like, well, that's because they've been playing hockey.
You got it. So, Mark, what is Vegas getting in Nolan Patrick? To go back to that trade just for a quick sec.
I don't really know yet. The dude hasn't, he's a two-way forward, but I haven't, two-way center, but I haven't, he hasn't played enough hockey to, actually get an idea of what he actually is.
He's a mystery box.
Yeah, he's a
Right.
damn good player, but, he's had a concussion. He had his migraine issues, and,
Was it vertigo, migraine?
it was migraines and stuff like that. It wasn't, it could have been concussion-related, I don't really know, but the dude missed the season and a half, came back, looked like shit last year.
Right.
On a shit Flyers team, though. The Flyers looked like shit.
Flyers and shit.
Why does he
No,
try and go
but
through there?
He's not smart. He's obedient.
It's
he's
a
not
good
smart.
trade.
There's a difference.
I like the trade for Philadelphia because they got the best player out of the trade.
Correct.
Nolan Patrick could be the best player out of the trade in 3-4 years down the road.
And what's Nashville getting in Glass?
Well, we don't know the kid. He's a young guy.
He's played a little bit of hockey. He was drafted in 2017.
I think he's
6th
22
overall.
22.
I liked watching him with Nashville. With Vegas, he was good.
So the only thing,
so
the
young
only thing
player.
I think Vegas could possibly get out of this is they could have a first line center.
A future first-line
Yeah.
center, potentially.
Well, who's
Chandler
Chandler
Stevenson.
Stevenson, right? Nolan Patrick can easily be better than Chandler Stevenson.
Well, Patrick has got a lot better.
Well,
He's young. He will. Or he won't.
Patrick was behind the reins of Couturier and Hayes, and he looked like shit last year.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he looked good the year before that, or the
He
last
didn't play
'cause
the year before that.
He didn't play, but the year before
rookie
when he
year.
did play, yeah.
Yeah, he was all right in his rookie year, but I hope the kid fucking has a fucking wicked
Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
it was a good move for the Flyers because you don't need
You got an elite defenseman.
and you don't need him as your third line center because you got Lawton, you got if Seattle doesn't
Couturier.
take Kubel, you got Kubel playing in your bottom six.
Well, they're not. He's protected.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You got those guys playing
Yeah.
in your bottom six. You don't technically need Scott Lawton. You need more of Ryan Ellis. Even they had to get him Myers. Myers is sick.
So,
Myers is wicked. Myers is like an offensive defenseman. He's probably going to put 55 points for...
Twin Towers.
oh, yeah.
Him and Sanheim.
Philip Meyer, big, young, right side. So basically, he's gonna,
Undrafted, though. Flyers didn't even draft him.
nice. So he's going to essentially replace Ellis on the right side, and Nashville's basically rebuilding.
Yeah.
And it's built into their contract. I think we were talking about a couple of weeks ago.
Myers gets to
Mark.
go play with Yossi.
Really, yeah. Essentially, Nashville, I think, protected five
defensemen. They were the only team that did that.
Ellis gets to go play with Giroux.
Yeah, we don't really need to read out the Nashville players because they left Ryan Johansson exposed, Matt Duchene exposed, and Colton Decisions exposed. So those are the only 3 forwards that they have signed beyond next season. After next season, the only 3 forwards. The only 2 defensemen they have signed beyond next season
Seattle
are Philip
can get a free
Meyer
Matt Duchene.
and Roman Yossi. So Nashville's already basically rebuilding. They got Philip Forsberg that they're protecting, but he's only signed for 1 more season, and Matthias Ekholm. So both of those guys could be either gone this year, or this offseason, or they could be moved at the deadline.
Well, they also got Dante Fabro, young guy, so they'll probably re-sign him.
Exactly, yeah.
And
gonna
I don't
re-sign
know
him.
who Alexandra Carrier is.
Young defenseman.
Another young guy.
And then the other guy that they protected.
That was the other two guys.
There's another guy on there.
Oh, Luke Kunin? Or Tanner,
they drafted.
Tanner Jeanette?
Yep. Jano?
Yeah,
undrafted.
G-Not?
Basically, they're like, take a contract off of us. But Mark, you're right. Yeah, Seattle get a free Matt Duchene. Would you take a free? It's not a free. It's an $8 million Matt Duchene. But you get him for 0 assets.
I don't know.
You can't. Here's the problem, though. You can't take Duchene and JVR and Price. They still have a cap too. They're gonna run out of money real quick.
And
Tarasenko, which I
also-
think you have to take Tarasenko. Honestly,
I think he's the first on the list.
Mark, would you take Tarasenko or JVR or Duchene if you could take one? Pick one. Pick two. Actually, pick
my
two.
captain.
Pick two.
Pick two.
Tarasenko's my captain.
So would you go Tarasenko Duchene or Tarasenko Price?
I would go Tarasenko Price.
Yeah. And you'd say, sorry, JVR, that you got to stay there just because I'd rather have Tarasenko and Price. Same.
I think Tarasenko's captain material, too, for a team.
Part of the reason that I think he wanted out of St. Louis, one was the shoulder surgery thing, but he was not happy he didn't get to see. But, buddy, you haven't played, so you can't get to see if you haven't played.
No, I know. But he has that passion as a leader, and I
Sure.
love that.
Hey, and if you can give him the leader and he'll prove that he's a leader.
He was salty for the right reason.
Well, because before that he was.
But you know what I
upset.
mean. You know what I mean.
He's
He was
passionate.
upset for like I couldn't argue with why he was upset.
Yeah, but for how many years was he the best player on that team?
Exactly.
And then Ryan O'Reilly just comes in and gets the C.
Yeah. Well,
After
when you're
they win a
injured, you
cup.
can't give a guy that's
And
been out for a
Tarasenko
C.
fucking killed him in that cup run too, even though O'Reilly won the Conn Smythe.
He did really well, yeah. He did really well. Who else is unprotected? Donskoy? Do you guys like Donskoy?
Jonas Donskoy? I like him.
Does he
Avalanche?
have? Does he have?
He's got a year left.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever.
3-ish million. I'm making up a number. I don't want to check cap friendly.
Yeah, that's the thing with like looking at these. It's like, yeah, there's all these guys available, but how many of them actually have a decent contract that's worth picking up?
Yanni Gord.
A lot of
5.7?
There's.
Is that his? 5.7?
Hey, is Killorn signed?
I can put.
Is Palat signed?
Hang on.
Because fucking
Hang on.
Tampa have a lot of guys available there.
Ian, read out the guys from Tampa on the list.
I gotta go way down.
And I've got the cap friendly in front of me. Right meow. Right meow.
All right, we got Coleman.
Who?
Blake Coleman.
Blake Coleman he's a UFA.
Ross Colton, guy scored the game winner in the.
Colton.
He's probably be able to be like, no, you don't have to protect him.
He's restricted.
Yeah, it says he's available.
I don't know. Just pick the big
He's
names.
probably
Yanni Gord.
Yanni Gord
Tyler
is
Johnson.
Oh, so Yanni Gord 4 years left at 5.16.
Ooh, that's a contract.
And he's
to
29.
lose. That's a contract to lose.
But I know a lot of guys that really liked Yanni Gord.
I don't mind him.
He could be first, second line. Like he might be.
but Tampa doesn't need him like
Tampa doesn't
in
need
that
him.
position.
No, and you're doing them a favor by getting rid of that contract too. What was another big one on there, Ian? Killorn?
The next one here would be Alex Killorn.
2 years left, 4.45.
Not
And
bad.
he's 31.
He's a good player too.
Good player.
Andre Palat.
On first line, Andre Palat, 1 year left, and he is getting paid 5.3. 30. So these guys are all around the same age. Killorn, 2 years left, shorter term deal. Palat, 1 year left. I mean, if you're Ron Francis and you really like Yanni Gord, that's your guy. It could be for the next 4 years.
There's a lot of names here I recognize as well on their team.
Yeah, they got a
Like Taylor Radish.
how about
young guy.
Tyler Johnson? Isn't he unprotected?
Tyler Johnson's there. I thought I said him.
3 years left at 5.5. These guys are all right around the same amount of money.
And then Jan Ruda, David Savard.
Tyler Johnson's again 30. Yeah, are all around the same age, same number. Sorry, Jan Ruda.
Yeah, Jan Ruda.
If you want a defenseman, again, 30 years old, 1 year left, 1.3.
Yeah, whatever. David Savard. I think
He's a
UFA.
Yeah, he's up UFA.
Yeah. So that could be it for them.
Dude, so many guys have no movements on Tampa too.
Yeah, well, the 8 they protected.
And don't forget, and Giordano, also captain material, man. I know Mark likes Tarasenko, but Giordano,
On Calgary.
he's exposed.
Well, yeah, it's a different team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different team.
Yeah. So really interesting, man.
It's like any draft. I'm taking the best player I can get off any team.
That's the thing though. For a price, like you don't want to.
I know
yourself.
it's for a price, but like,
it's...
would you not want price?
I'd take price for a price.
What this basically means, if they don't take price, it basically means he has zero value. His contract outweighs his usefulness on the ice.
In the league.
Unless they actually can confirm that he is going to be out, say, for a year. Is that a reason to not take him as well?
Maybe. LTIR or whatever.
But
I don't know.
yeah, they can take, like you said, they could take the Florida goalie Drieger and Kakinen, two cheaper goalies,
and Vanacek.
Well, that's what we were arguing
yeah.
about the Frederick Anderson thing. We're like, yeah, I want Frederick Anderson to be a Leaf, and I was like, I think he's good, but like
for a price,
for a price, and we all like
and
we
Hyman.
agreed that like I'd rather have Campbell and somebody else for a mil.
Yep. And say exact same with Hyman. Nobody wants to see Hyman walk, but
yeah, exactly. As much as I want Anderson to still be a Leaf, like it's what I want is not realistic.
You guys want to do Leafs? Because they just traded for your Jared McCann.
Yeah, that was a weird one to me.
And they traded him.
A seventh round pick.
Round, and the guy they got for Kapanen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't even keep him.
No.
Traded him right. He never. Not only did he never wear a Leaf jersey, he never stepped foot in North America as a Toronto Maple Leaf. Philip Hallander. You know what I think? Here's my theory.
Whatever.
Either A, they have an agreement worked out with Seattle. The Leafs have a deal worked out with Seattle that they're taking Kerfoot, and maybe the Leafs might sweeten the deal in order to take Kerfoot, or the Leafs have a better deal worked out with another team for Kerfoot, and the return is greater than what they got for McCann, i.e. Hallander and
so
a
they're
seventh.
just gonna expose McCann.
They've exposed McCann, so it's like here's a juicy cookie.
Why?
Juicy cookie for
why
Seattle
would Pittsburgh
to take.
give up McCann for seventh in this kid?
Because they were going to take him anyway. Because maybe they knew that they couldn't protect him.
So they just got
Something for
what they
him.
could.
And the Leafs already have a deal worked out. So that might be some 4D chess on Dubas's part, maybe.
What's
on the Leafs
what's
part.
the day? The 21st? 21st?
The draft? 21st. I think it'll be on ESPN 2, and it'll be at 8 p.m. or something like that. 21st in the evening on Wednesday. We'll fun. All will be known. Here's another trade. Lad got sent from the Islanders with a couple draft picks, one draft pick, two conditional draft picks, and
To Arizona. Yeah.
Arizona literally sends nothing.
Yeah.
That's the price to get $5 million off your books.
Woo! Arizona spent too much.
Arizona got nothing.
Exactly.
They got Lad.
Oh, they should have got more. You say you should have got more? Give us two for... Well, there's conditions. I don't know what the conditions are. Conditions are...
I know,
if
I
Lou
basically
Lamoriello
didn't
likes
read that
you-
one. What
I'm
was it
saying
again?
the Islanders just fleeced
What
the
was it
shit
again?
out of them.
So
For a guy who hasn't played in the NHL for almost a season, and they got picks for literally nothing.
No, Mark. You're misunderstanding. They didn't get... No. The Islanders sent Lad and a second, and a conditional second, and a conditional third to Arizona.
For nothing.
Arizona sent them nothing.
That was like Detroit taking Mark Stahl last year.
Yeah.
What?
Because they got Stahl in a second.
So they literally just traded away.
Yeah,
Gus.
Ian, here, let me pull it up on... I gotta find the trade page.
But it was like...
See if you can find it first.
It was like...
Lou Lamoriello is legit ruthless.
Sending... Just get away from me sending stuff.
Holy
I
fuck.
don't know if I...
He literally put a
retweeted it.
fucking bullet through that guy's skull.
Maybe. Gesundheit. Trade Center. Here we go. Trade Tracker. Boom. Thank you, TSN, for loading quickly.
All right, so New York Islanders have dealt forward Andrew Ladd to Arizona Coyotes along with the 60th pick in the upcoming NHL draft,
Yep.
a conditional second-round selection in 2022, and a conditional third-rounder in 2023.
So potentially Lad plus 3 draft picks, whatever those conditions
it's
are.
at least for a second.
At least the 60th overall, which is pretty good.
So he's got a $5.5 million cap hit through 2022, 2023.
Yep.
And the Islanders have buried the deal in long-term injury reserve this season, reducing the cap hit to 4.375 according to Cap Friendly.
Yeah. And to the New York Islanders, no return.
Nothing. It doesn't say what the conditions.
Dude, Arizona needs picks.
Doesn't say what the conditionals are here, but whatever.
Remember, Arizona is forfeiting their first round pick this year.
Yeah, because they cheated.
Because they cheated.
Fucking cheaters.
Bunch of cheaters. So there's that. That's fun. Guys, I'd love to see McCann in a Leaf uniform, but the more I think about it, the more I think that he is like a scape doll. He's a scapegoat. What's a scape doll? Where'd I get that from? That's from Pokemon. That's if you die, you use a scape doll.
That's
like
from
escape.
Phantasy Star.
PSO.
No, that's a soul or something.
No, that's a scape doll.
Scape doll? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Soul Atomizer, like, got rid of your fucking...
Oh, status effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a scapegoat. The more I think about, although the one thing,
Imagine they just take Dermott.
the one thing that, or Engvall, the one thing that keeps me like, maybe there is a side deal to take Kerfoot or not Jared McCann, is that Jared McCann played for the Sioux Greyhounds and was a Kyle Dubas player with the Sioux Greyhounds.
I like McCann, or I liked him when I saw him play in a couple games this year.
Yeah,
I thought he was a solid player.
really good.
He didn't have a great. I think I looked it up yesterday or the day before. I looked up his face-off percentage.
Yes.
Was it last night when we were sitting out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like only 45,
Not
but it was
great.
better than Kerfoot's was trash. So, like, are they picking him up to play as a winger? Because he played the second half of the year with Jeff Carter as his center.
Yep.
So, are they picking him up to play with, like, Tavares Nylander or Matthews?
They need
Marner?
a winger. He's basically a cheaper, more offensive version of Kerfoot,
Yeah.
and probably a more offensive version than Hyman.
Could
Doesn't
be.
bring the same
Doubt
stuff
it.
Hyman does, but he
Brings different stuff.
Brings different stuff. But the Leafs don't have. They have nobody on the left side right now.
Yeah.
Nobody. Who do they have on the left side? Robertson.
Matthews when he shoots.
Yeah. And Marner's over there sometimes, too.
Yeah, sometimes they skate around and do things.
They play wherever the fuck they feel like.
So there you go. Seattle. Yeah, and Seattle's tweeting up a storm like every 5 minutes. They're like, "We're gonna take your player."
Okay?
It's like, okay, we know.
Do
Shut
it.
up. Stop it.
Stop being a bitch and just do it.
You're not gonna do it.
When is the draft?
We just said the
Wednesday.
21st.
Wednesday.
I wasn't listening.
I know.
Wednesday. Attaboy.
Attaboy.
Big news signing Dallas Miro Heiskanen.
Oh, big
what was this
contract.
deal?
You got a lot of
Big
money.
contract.
8 years.
63 or something.
67 million. And
What's
I think
that
it was
divided
like
by 8?
It was
I don't know.
8.45 AVV.
So
AAV.
8.5.
Yeah.
Like 8.5. Let's
Eight
call
and
it
a half. 8.5 million.
What does that do to the market around
Dougie Hamilton.
Dougie Hamilton? Oh, no, hold on. Dougie Hamilton is a UFA.
Yeah, but it's still 9
Heiskanen was RFA, right? So, like, you still got Hughes and other guy. Well, what's...
Quinn Hughes is up this year, too.
I think so. Pretty sure, yeah.
Cool.
Hughes, what's his name? Makar.
Oh, Makar, when he needs to be signed this year, too.
And
Yeah,
other
but
Dallas
McCarr
star.
can still do a bridge deal because you got 3 more years of unrestricted free agency.
He could do a bridge deal, or he could say, give me the money and give me 8.
I want it.
Or sign for 3 and then go to unrestricted. As soon
And
as
that's funny
possible.
because I think Heiskanen was the worst of the 3. Makar, Quinn Hughes, and Mira Heiskanen. You remember those 3 guys were the talk?
Yep.
I think Makar's better.
What's the other Dallas star defenseman's name?
Klingberg.
Klingberg.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, why are you talking about him?
that guy. I think he's also...
He's a UFA as well?
I just think
No.
they made it really interesting.
Dallas has him signed long term.
Do they have him signed long
They
term?
have Klingberg long term. I think he's like 6'6" or 6'5".
Damn.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
I'd be
Hold on. No, I got it. Oh, hang on. No. John Klingberg, 1 year left at 4.25.
You're just pulling random numbers out of your ass.
No,
28
yeah.
year. He's 28. So the age isn't quite the same because Heiskanen's 22. And
Yeah.
Klingberg's 28.
Yep.
But like, damn. Yeah, 8.45 for 8 years. Good for he is going to be rich. He's going to get a big old ranch down in Texas.
I doubt he's going to continue to live in Texas. He'll just go back to Finland.
Big old ranch.
In Finland.
Yeah.
Ranch.
I'm pretty sure I'd prefer to live in Finland as well.
I don't know, man. The taxes are pretty good down in
You know, except for
Texas, I
the
think.
speeding tickets, because they're based on your salary.
Yeah.
What, in
it's
Finland?
Texas.
Yeah. You remember Leo Komarov got like an $11,000 speeding ticket.
What?
Yeah, because he makes a couple mil a year or
Is
whatever
that a
it
true
was.
story?
Yeah. This was like when he was on the Leafs at some
didn't
point. I
hear
remember
about
hearing
this.
this story.
So what happened?
I don't know. He just was speeding. They gave
Yeah.
him a speeding ticket. And in Finland, your speeding tickets are based on like what you make.
So it's not like a $200 ticket for going X over the
No,
limit thing.
it's like you make this much money, you're paying this much.
That's kind of
It
like
might be a percentage based on how fast you were going. Like say, oh, you're going 10 over, here's a 0.1%. Oh, you're going 50 over, here's a 5%.
Right. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
Huh. So what you're trying to say is from
Heiskanen shouldn't speed.
Heiskanen shouldn't speed unless he's in Texas.
Yeah.
Then he gets speed. Man, he can buy a big old ranch and speed on his ranch
Yeah.
in his
In
pickup
Texas.
truck or whatever vehicle he chooses to purchase.
He's going to listen to some country music.
With my guitar and my big dog.
That's why. Well, that's why
in my
Duchesne. That's why
truck.
Duchesne signed in Nashville. He's like, I like country music. It's like, okay, dude, cool.
You're really cool for
I guess
deciding where to sign because you like certain
he
music.
plays guitar and stuff too. So
I don't
mean,
fucking care.
sure, it's a lifestyle thing.
And Nashville doesn't even want him anymore.
Well, he was man. They were pretty good when they stacked the line, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good too when I put my best players on my first line as well.
I mean, it was a good idea, but guys, okay. Before we wrap up the Seattle nonsense, so there's a trade freeze until the 22nd, and then after the 22nd, that's basically after Seattle picks. After that, towards the end of the week, there's a
Hopefully
there's
there's
the draft
another
and whatnot.
fury.
It could
Like
it could
guys
get
throwing
interesting, man.
punches, like
It could get really
But before the draft, right?
any big and bold predictions? Anything you guys want to say now before it happens?
I want Price to go to Seattle. I really just
So Mark gets a white Seattle Kraken.
no,
Carey
just
Price
so all the
jersey.
Montreal fans are crying their fucking eyes out.
It would just be so funny. Not that we wish bad things to happen to the Montreal
didn't talk
Canadiens,
about
but
it,
like,
but
what are the chances it actually
I think
happens?
something goes down with Eichel in the next couple weeks.
Ooh, Eichel. Yeah.
So we talked about that, and we decided that it was probably going to be the Rangers. There's talk that it might. Okay, here's the thing too. Carey Price goes. That frees up 10 mil. Is this a sneaky way to get Eichel? Because there have been rumors Eichel to the Montreal Canadiens.
It's a good way to move money.
Yeah, you just not protect him. They take him.
But that tells you that Montreal values Eichel that much more than Carey Price.
And I don't understand why, but okay.
Yeah.
Carey Price proves that he can win you a series
Jack Eichel's 10 years younger.
and hasn't done shit all.
Well, you played for Buffalo.
Yeah, but Connor McDavid plays for Edmonton.
Exactly.
Trash team.
Yeah.
For trash team.
I just pieced that together now, but
they're wasting their careers.
that's not a bad idea. Let Carey Price go. Make it look like Gesundheit. Let Carey Price go. Make it look like it's like, oh, he got picked. He was a good teammate and stuff like that. And then immediately after, make a deal for Eichel.
Well, the other ones that
They
I
have
could see
prospects to
them
do it.
taking.
I know, but the thing is, making a deal for Eichel is like you still have to. You lose Carey Price plus what's already on your team.
What do you mean? Oh, for Eichel?
Yeah, because then you got to trade for something as well. Yes.
But they have assets. Like they're
Yeah,
one of
I
the
know
deepest
Montreal has
systems.
assets. It's just you lost Carey Price, then you better hope Jack Eichel is better than those assets and
Carey Price.
Carey Price.
So the asset's worth Jack Eichel and the asset to get the cap space to be able to get him.
So what you're trying to say is you're essentially including Carey Price in the Jack
trade.
Eichel trade.
Yeah,
Even though he's not being traded.
Right. But you do need
He's
that's
the
a ton
worth.
of cap space.
yeah, I know it's a ton of cap space, but replacing it with one person, it's like it's easy.
Yeah,
to,
you got to go one for one
It's
there.
easy to measure it with one person.
Yeah.
If he doesn't live up to this, I'm holding my hands apart. then he fucked up. The trade wasn't worth value. It's easy to valueize a trade after a couple years.
Well, I mean, it's easy to do everything after a couple years. Hindsight's 20/20, as they say. Okay, so
Except for golf.
So Jack Eichel. Mark thinks Jack Eichel might. That's. I mean, it's been looming for a while now.
Could happen.
Could happen. Ian, what do you think? Do you have any?
No, I got nothing.
Nothing off the top of your head that you might.
That I want to see happen?
Yeah. Is there anything you want to see happen?
McDavid to the Wings.
Let's.
Yeah.
It's a lot of whiskey you're going to be drinking in order to start saying that stuff.
And Crosby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And McKinnon.
Do you put
All of
anything into the Gabriel Landeskog to the Leafs stuff? Let's speak to that let's go Leaf rumors for a hot second.
They don't have the cap space.
They don't have the cap space, but why did you say he wanted to come here?
Oh, someone in one of the fantasy group chats said his wife has family from here.
Oh, so it's a family connection.
I don't know.
If you have the opportunity to get Gabriel,
He's Swedish
Landeskog,
though, right? Maybe he's a good friend with Nylander.
Didn't he play in the OHL?
He played Major Junior here.
Where did he play?
I don't know where he played, but
You should probably know where he played.
But he's got to be a good friend with Nylander. They're both Swedish, right?
Oh yeah.
That's how it works. Maybe he's a buddy with Sandin. Who knows?
If you know that, if you have a guy available, like maybe you sign him and then figure it out later, or you sign him and basically say like one of the current big four is going, because you can't have. It's the same argument I made with Hyman. You can't have your top five players, top five highest paid players can't all be forwards.
he played for Kitchener.
Fuck, I probably saw him play too. Because my uncle has Kitchener
2010,
Rangers
2011.
seasons.
Yeah, season tickets, and I probably was there.
And he
watched one of those
wasn't a
games.
big point person either.
He's not. He's a little
He's
bit more
not-
of a defensive.
Yeah, he's a two-way, or he's a power forward kind of player.
His stat
actually.
line is like literally the same as his like OHL stats. It's
consistent. That consistent, eh?
Yeah, it's like around 50 points. It's around the same penalty minutes plus player.
Isn't that exactly what the Leafs need?
It's what everyone needs.
Yeah.
You're right, Ian.
Zach
There's 30.
Hyman.
There are 32 teams that need Gabriel Landeskog.
It's the same thing with like Zach Hyman.
Yeah, except Gabriel Landeskog's better.
Skill-wise, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, probably overall-wise.
overall, younger.
Not much.
The rumor out there was that Hyman turned down a 5 times 8, so $5 million over 8-year deal. That was
I thought it was 5-5. Was it 5 or 5-5?
$5 million over average annual over 8 years. That rumor was shot
Toronto.
down, from the Leafs, because they're the ones that can offer him a contract.
Yeah,
right now.
an 8
That
year
long.
as well.
For an 8-year deal. The Hyman camp denied it because whatever. Okay, cool. But if he's basically looking for more than that. But if you're signing him for 8 years,
That's what I
fucking
said.
Toronto.
if you're signing him for that long,
I said $5 million. Was like,
but not for 8 years. Dude, that would take him till he's like 30,000 years old.
Dude,
good for him.
30,000.
Good for him.
The
Not
way-
good for the team signing
dude,
I
him.
don't care. Good for him.
Dustin Brown. That's what I have to say to that.
Good for him.
Good, yeah, good for him, but not
Dustin
for the team
Brown's
signing
still
him.
Oh, yeah.
being protected.
As long as it's not the Leafs, they're going to sign him that long.
Brown's still
You know, I
being
agree with you, Mark. You know, I like people getting paid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, go get your money.
Oh, yeah, I know. But,
Not good for the
not good for the team.
The team signing. him,
No, I agree with you too. No, I agree with you too. I'm just arguing for the sake of arguing.
Well, no, it's not an argument. It's just like, good, hey, go get paid, man. You earned it. You played with a couple skilled players. You played kind of out of your league
That's
a little
what
bit,
fucking
and
Colby
you
Armstrong did.
go get paid by.
But
somebody
he
who's
also
gonna
played
pay.
himself out as a league too. Like Hyman dominated some games. If you watched him play, when Hyman went out on the ice, it was like, oh, we might
He's
score
still
a goal.
got to do it for me. He's got to do it again. He did it this past year. He really hadn't done it before this past year. I want to see it again.
Fair.
And
So a bridge deal, and definitely the way he plays, I would not give him an 8-year.
I'm very biased. I'm a massive.
I know.
Mark, you have
I'm
the
a
goggles
massive
on
fanboy.
for him and Anderson.
No, I do, but
At least, Mark, the difference is
I
you
like
admit
Anderson.
it.
I like
Some
Anderson.
people don't admit it, and it's bad.
I like Anderson.
oh, the dude. I don't want Hyman to suck if he goes to another team. That's how bad I want him to succeed.
But you know that like he's already getting knee injuries.
But
we've
what if
already
he goes-
talked
I
about
know.
this stuff.
What if he
His
goes
knees-
to Boston, Mark? Do you want him to succeed in Boston?
Well, he obviously will because
you
everybody
want that?
succeeds in Boston.
Boston's got a couple
Who
guys
goes to
unprotected.
Boston and sucks? Nobody goes to Boston and sucks.
Yeah, they have like Nick Ritchie. And
Nick Ritchie was on
Casse.
friggin' Anaheim.
How do you say his name? Casse?
Casse.
He didn't play a single game because he was hurt.
Andre Case?
Yeah.
Casse?
Yeah.
Casse.
Yeah, Casse was hurt. He didn't play. He was hurt.
But you liked him.
He's wicked.
He's
Boston has a
unprotected, man.
fucking stud.
He's not protected.
No, Nick Ritchie had a friggin' almost a breakout year with Boston.
I had
this
him on
year.
one of my fantasy teams. He was
Yeah.
really good.
Like if you go to when Boston wants you, you're gonna be good.
All right. Let's wrap this.
Fuck, I hate talking about Boston. Just
Let's wrap this segment up.
Yeah.
And we'll say this. Before the team's even drafted,
fuck Boston.
predictions where, not in playoffs, at the end of the regular season, which place in the Pacific Division is Seattle going to be?
Third.
Before they even
We've already said it.
even see
Third.
the team.
Third.
Third?
Just based on their division. They could be first. Who the fuck knows?
Third.
I'm going to say second place.
Yeah. Better than
for me, it
Edmonton?
was third or second.
Mark, the fact that we all have them in the playoffs is wild. All right.
How is it wild?
Because they're an
Man.
expansion team, and that's how bad the Pacific is.
Honestly, having an expansion draft where a team can be that good shows you how good your league is.
I would argue it shows how bad it can be.
It also shows you how good it actually is, where you can't.
Yeah, the
protect
shit
players.
teams should be exempt from this fucking
You
thing.
can't protect. Some teams can't protect players that make.
Teams that haven't been in the
good.
playoffs for 5 years shouldn't have to get players.
I
taken
like
off.
what Vegas did. Like, I think it was like,
Do you think the players available this time are better than the players available for Vegas?
yes,
I don't know. I'll have to see what the team they build.
yes.
They
'Cause
also
the
had 4
league's
years
got,
to think about it.
the league's gotten better in 4 years.
The
too.
GM said 4 years to not be fucking dumb.
No, it's not only the even though the GM, you think the GMs might have gotten dumber. Every single player in the league has gotten better over those last 4 years.
In 4 years, the general skill level has gone up, is what you're trying to say.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of damn good young players that are going to be open to be picked up.
Well, we can see that now. Yeah.
Oh,
list,
yeah.
The list is public. You can find it.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't think Seattle. Like we all don't think Seattle is going to be bad. They're going to be better than the fucking teams in California.
That's a no-brainer.
I would be surprised. Like Anaheim's a mess. San Jose's a mess. Like San Jose's contracts are.
LA
But
is
they're messes for
okay-ish.
the right reasons. They're
Anaheim is yes.
San Jose is the
San Jose's
biggest
not.
mess. San Jose is the biggest mess out of the three.
Yeah. Ian, do you agree with that? I agree with that. San Jose's a fucking train wreck.
They both suck.
San Jose is going to be bad for years.
And where's Getzlaf going?
Probably stay there.
Hopefully, probably Montreal to go play with Corey Perry when Perry
Fucking
signs there.
pairs.
Vancouver's a bit of a issue.
Yeah, like
Calgary doesn't know who they are. They have no idea.
they're going to lose. They might lose Giordano.
I don't think that's a huge loss.
It's another captain. Like
It's a captain.
What's his cap though as well? Like
He's
all
38 though,
all these guys that
I know
are
he's
available,
older.
they're
It's just like
huge caps.
And then you hear the Kachuk rumors and shit like that as well.
That's the issue. That's what I'm
That's
talking
the
about.
thing
Calgary.
that I'm like, why are you rumoring your best player?
Calgary's not rumoring it.
I know the media
It's-
is, but
well,
like
Mark, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's
exactly. I'm like,
so there's
like, yo,
smoke
like,
there,
I would never want to trade this guy.
dude. Honestly, okay. Okay, if somebody told me,
Are we just gonna keep rambling?
hang on,
You said
We're
let's
not
wrap this up like
rambling.
5 minutes ago.
I know. If somebody told
But
me
we're not
though,
rambling. We're talking about Matthew Kachuk.
if someone said, Greg, you got to fix the Leafs right now, what would you do? Like, what are two things you would do immediately? One, okay, hang on. One, I would trade either.
$5 beer night.
I would realistically like
People spend
14,
so it doesn't
Morgan Riley, love him, but can you replace him if you sign Dougie Hamilton?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So do that.
he's an upgrade.
Give either Morgan. Now these are I'm making shit up, and I love these players.
No,
I am a
you're
huge fan of Morgan
GMing.
Riley.
Greg, you're doing your
You've got a
virtual
Riley
GM.
jersey.
I
Greg's
have a
playing
Morgan
NHL.
Riley
Greg's
jersey.
playing NHL 94 right now.
Yes, and you trade either like Marner or Riley for Matthew Kachuk because isn't Matthew Kachuk exactly?
You like him that much?
No, That's why you want him on the team.
No, I'm saying you like him that much as a player that you want him on the Leafs that
hate him.
bad.
But if you hate a guy, it's like that's the guy you want on
I
your
love
team.
Matthew.
But he's the kind of guy you want on your
I
team.
want both brothers
He's
on
a
my
piece
team.
of fucking shit. I'd take Brady over Matthew any day.
But I mean,
Matthews is a fucking garbage person. He should die in a fire.
yeah.
Yeah, but if he had his jersey on, you'd
Ian,
love him.
And
No, I wouldn't.
Everybody that
Even if he played for Detroit, I don't think I would love him.
yeah, I'm sure you would, because I'll tell you why.
I would laugh about it. I'd be like, this guy's the biggest piece of shit.
Because everybody hated Darcy Tucker,
Yeah,
except
but I
if he
didn't
was
like
playing
him.
for the Leafs. You don't have to
Darcy
like the
Tucker
guy.
was a dirty player when he played for Colorado and shit.
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
but I'm just saying, and like this guy's way more talented. I'm just saying, like, Calgary-
Darcy Tucker was one of the dirtiest players in the league.
okay, hang on, not to get
Yeah,
sidetracked.
we're
here.
going sidetrack.
But, like,
I know,
sidetrack.
I don't know if the Calgary, like, what's going on in Calgary? Like, they don't know what's going on in Calgary. And we haven't even touched, like, I don't even want to, let's not go into this.
I
but
don't even know what's going. Like Calgary's fucked.
the trade with the Edmonton trade and Duncan Keith. I know if he retires after this year, he might have like negative salary cap implications
Yeah,
to
that's
the
what I
Oilers if he retires after this year. Good for him. He's closer to his family, but at the same time, like Edmonton, if you had literally waited 48 hours, you could have gotten Suter. Just if I don't maybe
For free.
he has to want to sign there.
I know, but for free.
Well, for
You don't have to
cheaper.
give anything up. You only have to give him money.
He's like, he's like, I'm already getting paid by Minnesota. I don't really care what I get from you
exactly.
guys.
Yeah.
You can
I get
get
to
him
go,
for
I get
free.
to pass to this Connor McDavid guy every night. All right, let's do that.
You don't think there's so many teams like Suter's gonna get a nice payday?
He already got one. He's already getting one. He got one like 7 years ago. He's set for life.
Oh, I know, but there's gonna be a ton of teams. The dude still plays 25, 30 minutes a game.
I don't know
when
if he
you need
plays
him to
30
fucking
minutes.
produce.
I don't know if he plays 30 minutes.
He plays
Minnesota,
20. He plays
20.
Minnesota had him playing that long in the playoffs.
He'll be a good player on any team he wants to go to. Is what we're getting at. Yeah. Okay.
Nashville brings back him and Weber. They're fucking second round draft picks from the early 2010s.
And Dan Hamhuis
Oh,
and Seth Jones and PK Subban and insert another defenseman that drafted by Nashville.
all right. We're gonna cut to the seventh inning.
Let's cut to the seventh inning, Ian. Dog owners, listen up. Not everything us humans eat is safe for Rover, Bowser, or Jesse. You can't just give them whatever they want or whatever they ask for, but here's some things that you can share. Okay, so carrots. Chewing on a carrot can help remove plaque buildup on their teeth, and it helps their fur and skin with the vitamin A. But watermelon also, vitamin A and C. Good source
I
of
love
water.
watermelon.
Good. Share it with your dog. But just make sure it doesn't have seeds in it. Just that those seeds of watermelon have been known to block dogs' intestines, so just make sure that you remove the seeds. Vitamin A and C as well. Apple, also good source of fiber. So apples, anything with fiber is helpful for
It
digestion.
sounds like dogs should be
Fruits.
vegetarians and not like whatever.
Why don't you just wait and listen to what I have to say, Mark? Jesus fucking Christ. Blueberries, good
you
source of
literally just
fiber as
talked
well.
about vegetables the first 4 fucking things.
It's been okay, Mark, chill.
I'm
Fiber
chill.
source of fiber, blueberries and antioxidants. Anything with antioxidants, really good for older dogs. Bananas as well.
Another fruit.
Yep, sugar. So banana actually has a really high level of natural sugar. So just be careful.
High
with
potassium.
with
Well,
your
it's good for
dog.
you.
Cucumbers
Same
and
thing with
beans. Nope, cucumbers and green beans.
Oh, potatoes have a lot of potassium.
Vitamin K. Cooked white rice. So here's the
Cooked
good
white
idea.
rice, really?
Put some cooked white rice in with
Is
your
he
dog's
stuck?
food, and it helps with digestion. Plain popcorn's okay too. Dairy products. Mark, I'm trying to read a fucking list here. Small quantities of cheese and plain yogurt. So dogs can actually be lactose intolerant too. So careful with your dogs and dairy products, but small amounts of cheese or yogurt is fine. For meat products, make sure it's cooked. So something like fish, like salmon, shrimp, or tuna are all
Oh,
great
really?
sources
So
of
the
protein.
raw meat thing is a myth?
No, yeah, you shouldn't be eating raw meat.
No, I'm just
Chicken.
no, but you know what I mean. The animal.
Chicken is good for an upset stomach, or just in general. Pork, be careful with because it is a little bit tough on digestion. And if it's anything like fish, chicken, and pork, make sure it's all unseasoned. So if you're giving your dog scraps or small pieces that are left over, just make sure that you give them a quick rinse first. I promise your dog won't mind that you give it a quick rinse. And so this info is from
sounds like you're
the
doing more work for
medical
your dog than
news.
yourself.
The source for this is the medical news, so generally trustworthy. I've also heard vets say the same thing. So here's another quick tip. Don't feed your dog directly from the table. So anything from the table, that will directly lead to begging behavior. So when they are looking at you and whining and expecting something, that means you've trained them to expect something from the table. So never feed your dog directly from the table. If you have something for your dog, like something from this list, for instance, make sure they earn it. Have them sit or shake a paw, and just make sure you give it to them away from the table. So we're in Toronto.
Yes.
Toronto FC played at BMO Field for the first time in a long time.
Did you guys
last
see
night.
that? Did you guys watch the opener at all?
No.
What? TFC?
TFC.
No. That wasn't the opener. It was the first game.
Yeah, I
Tied
know.
1-1.
Well, okay, it's
Orlando
the opener
City.
of fans being fucking Toronto.
Yep. There's a difference, though. They tied 1-1. 7,000, I think.
Cool.
I saw some pictures. Looked great. I'm not a huge TFC person, nor do we really cover TFC because we don't watch TFC, but soccer. But that leads into the Jays because the Jays are coming back to Rogers Center July
Skydome.
30th versus Kansas City. 15,000 people. Mark, you said you'd be one of them.
I'm going to be one of them, and I'm going to find a way to get there.
With your Carey Price
unless-
Seattle Kraken jersey.
Unless it's open to just like healthcare workers and frontline workers, then
Of course,
I
Mark.
won't push my
Yes, of course.
my ego. Then I'll go to game 2, but I'm going to be at game 1 if I can be there.
Okay. Perfect. Sick.
How much are you willing to spend?
Yes.
Probably $500.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think it's going to be? Do you think the prices are going to be silly? Because game 2 and game 3 should be a little cheaper. Game 1's going to be... It's going to be like opening night.
Who are they playing?
Kansas City. As I mentioned.
Fuck.
Playing KC.
PTSD, man. All the big games I've been to has been Kansas City.
You gonna explain that, or
Oh, friggin'
to the fans that don't know, or
Aaron Sanchez, the game where Aaron Sanchez got tossed, I was at that game for when he was thrown at a guy against Kansas City. That's when the Jays were on their big playoff run.
Yep. And
One
Kansas
of my
City was
buddies,
good.
what Josh, my buddy Josh took a picture of us on the TV of my buddy and
The
I.
Jumbotron. You were on the Jumbotron and he took a
We
picture.
were on the TV and he took a picture of us on the his TV and sent it to us.
Oh.
He's like, look at these fuck goofs.
Oh, he wasn't there with you.
No,
Oh.
he was watching on TV
That was
and
way
he
too
saw us
complicated.
on the TV.
So
on
he like
TV.
paused it.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
Wow. And they were playing Kansas City that night?
yeah.
Biggest moment of Mark's life.
Oh no, that was just one of the few good games Duke and I have been to. We've
Okay.
been to one where Travis Snyder had a golden sombrero, came up in the extra innings, hit a walk off,
What's a golden sombrero for those that don't know at home?
4 strikeouts in a game.
4K.
He had 4 Ks coming up to the plate in extra innings, and he walked it off.
Nice.
Everybody was calling him Lunchbox because he was like bigger, and he's like Lunchbox. Just so fat, like making fun of him because he's big.
We got it.
I
It
got
was pretty
yeah.
fucking funny.
Mark?
And then
Mark, what do you want to see from the Jays in the second half?
get them healthy and friggin' let's play some baseball, man. We've seen how good this team is.
Yeah,
like,
hopefully some fucking pitchers come
if
back.
this team gets healthy with how they can fucking hit,
How many runs did they score against Texas this weekend?
25.
In 3 games.
3 games.
Pretty good. There's teams that don't
Shut
score
'em out
25 runs in
twice.
a month.
Shut
Not
them
actually,
out
but-
twice.
Texas.
Also, the Jays have the best run differential in the American League East, too. So,
they got a big series coming up against Boston, right?
Boston, yeah, but they can't do anything to catch them, in my opinion. They
Well,
have
they
to
can
make
beat
the
them.
wild
Well, they can
card.
do
Beat 'em
something to
3
catch
times.
them, but they
6.5. They're 6.5 back. 2.5 from the wild card. If the Jays sweep them, yeah, then they can do damage to come back. But
Highly
it's
unlikely.
Boston. Boston is not Texas.
exactly. But I still think the Jays are the best team in the American League East. Nobody wants to play them.
It's just their pitching. Their offense is the best.
It's not their pitching; it's their bullpen, and it needs to get healthy.
Here's what I want to see. I agree.
Robbie Ray, Hyun-Jin Ryu, Ross Stripling has been fucking money now.
Yep.
Manoa's been off and on, but Manoa's last start, he had 9 strikeouts in friggin' 4 2/3.
Yep.
9 fucking strikeouts. Like, he struck out 75, like almost 75% of the batters he saw that game.
Yep.
That's fucking insane, man.
Well, he has 8
He's
starts
really
and 52K.
Yeah.
And how many innings?
40.
That's fucking wicked. That means you're above 10 strikeouts a game. Like, that's silly to be as a pitcher in the MLB.
Silly. Can I tell you what I want to see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I want to see, in the second half of the season, I want to see George Springer be the highest paid player on the Jays, and I want to see him be the best player on the Jays. That's a high bar. He was not an all-star.
I'm on your side,
Vladdy
too.
is sick. Simeon is sick. They're all-stars.
They're all
Bichette is
Simeon
sick.
is putting up better numbers than his MVP fucking year. Like, his MVP candidate year.
Who's paid the highest, though?
Obviously, Springer.
So, Springer? I don't care. I don't necessarily need to see him.
If Springer
need to see
can
him
show
bat
up to
lead
play
off.
some 280 baseball, holy fuck, man, the Jays are going to win a lot of baseball games.
Springer has not been terribly impressive so far. Do
Nope.
you have the numbers in front of you, Ian?
He's been all right.
Yeah. You don't get paid to... He's not paid to be all right, though.
He's only got a 184.
Boo.
Yeah, I give him his injury and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
only played 21.
Yeah. First half, you were injured. Get it back. You had an all-star break. Let's see it now.
If he doesn't show up in the last 70 games, then I'll start criticizing him.
Well,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Fair,
Like, if you
fair.
still need... Get him, maybe... Wait until July when they're back in Toronto.
Because the Jays have been playing
End of July.
good enough that they don't need Springer. They need their bullpen back.
Agreed.
The bullpen's been the big thing for
Yeah.
most of the year.
Yep.
Even from from the get-go. They signed the guy to be their closer.
Kirby Yates.
Yeah, and then doesn't pitch again.
He's missed all year.
Yeah, and I don't think he's supposed to be back, right? Was it Tommy Johns?
He's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Tommy John, but he's done all for the whole season.
Yeah. Yeah, has him 60-day elbow.
But also, let's give a round of applause to Vladdy Guerrero for winning MVP in the
Of the
fucking
All-Star game.
Just like his father did too.
He
Mark?
fucking crushed that.
Ian, how'd you guys like the All-Star game?
Dude, we were out here watching we were out here and he hit his home run. All of us were just like, oh, like we all just stopped what we were doing.
Weren't
Yeah.
the first 4 runs for the AL generated by Jays?
I believe it's 3 or 4. It might
At
have been
least
like 4 of
3.
the 5. It was a bunch of the first few runs.
But it
Guerrero
was-
had 3 RBIs.
Yeah, it was Semyon, Guerrero, and
Hernandez.
Hernandez.
Teoscar.
Yeah.
Teoscar had a sack fly.
Yeah, yes. I thought it was like the 5th run or something.
Yeah.
But
But did you see the home run Guerrero hit in the friggin' game?
Mark, I was out here watching it with you.
Oh yeah, I know. Holy fuck!
Does he know?
We
Does he know?
sellied so we were and then it was just quiet, and we were like, "Oh fuck, baseball!"
You know what the best thing about the All-Star?
Tell me, Ian, what was the best thing? What was the best? What was
During the
best?
home run derby,
Yeah,
a fan
yeah.
reached for a ball that was hit,
Home run.
It toppled over the stairs,
and he went over a railing.
Into like the walkway.
Yeah, it was into the walkway. Oh my god, it was fucking hilarious.
How far did you fall? Maybe like 10 feet, 8 feet?
He
Not super far.
he went
but,
full
like,
scorpion over that thing though.
Oh, he's scorpion.
Mark
hard.
tweeted it out
yeah, Mark
in
did
all
tweet it.
caps.
Yeah.
because Ian told him to, I think.
Yeah, I did. I'm like, yo, did you tweet that? He's like, yeah. It was good. It was funny.
What'd you guys think of the Derby? It's on our Twitter, Mark. It's on our Twitter. People can go to our Twitter and find it.
Yeah, and it was us, me, Mark. I think Jordan was here,
I did not
Yeah.
see it. I had baseball.
and then I think it was your dad and his friend.
And Kurt.
I liked the All-Star game. It seemed quick. There were always Jays. Vladdy got 3 at-bats, which is cool for an All-Star game. Not a lot of people get
Yeah.
3 at-bats. Pardon the dog. The dog doesn't know how big it is. Knocks over everything.
He's getting excited about something.
And the home run derby, I did not see the home run derby. I did not see the guy fly over the railing. I saw
that
the
was
replay.
funny. Yeah,
Alonso put on a damn good show, though.
I heard it was a great home run derby. It just wasn't covered very well because they didn't show you the distance.
You
of
didn't
home
have
runs.
Chris Berman going back, gone.
That's literally all he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
I honestly miss that.
my problem with the home run derby is like I think before it was your dad or you said that like they would wait for the home run to hit the ground and then they would hit the next one, right?
Allow someone else to.
But as soon as they were hit, they were allowed to hit again. So like the ball wasn't even out technically yet, and they were hitting again. So you weren't seeing balls come to completion. So you weren't seeing the distance of like each home run. It's just like, oh yeah, that's out. But like, how far is it going?
Right.
I have no clue.
Which is part of the whole thing in Colorado, because we were saying how many are going to go above
500 feet.
500 plus.
And there was a bunch, but we don't know how many.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't get to see their trajectory. They didn't show us like where that ball went.
Yeah,
that went that far.
yeah. They didn't show like.
We want to see the science.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see how fucking far the ball.
I think the
Tony
furthest
hit.
was
Shots.
518 or no 520 something.
Yeah, 520. I think it was.
No, I think it was
Gallo.
Was it Gallo?
Gallo or Story? I think it was Story.
It was Story.
Gallo hit stingers. Yeah, that makes sense. And Story, Story's the hometown guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so of course you want to. They're cheering for him.
Alonso just swings in the ball. Just like as soon as if he swings like in the ball, if his ball hits, his bat,
So the thing as well. I think he had the best pitcher.
Oh, he did.
He had the best guy throwing to him. Some of the guys throwing like Otani's guy was shit.
They could throw it fucking across the middle.
Otani's guy
I
was
would have been a
terrible.
better fucking BP guy.
Yeah, I didn't like Otani's guy throwing to him.
Having a good BP pitcher is so important for an all-star
Oh, yeah.
game. You want to be able to close your eyes and swing, and you know the ball's in the same spot.
You want to swing like literally down and away every single time, and get all the torque into it.
When Alonso was
That's where all
doing
the
it,
power
he like
is.
took his break and he was just back and he was just like vibing. Like I don't know if he was listening to something in his head, but he was just like, I'm fucking going.
He's got some
bouncing
Slipknot
around.
fucking
Did they have some
bouncing.
Gatorade timeouts or something like that?
Yeah,
Or were they
so
like
they-
hand him the Gatorade and the towel and
they
everything?
had the Gatorade towel, but like Alonso, when he stepped back, he was just bouncing. He was fucking in a groove. He was feeling good. Like he looked like he was having fun. I'm like, I like this guy.
Did his hype man come over and hype him?
No, but the Dominican guys hyped everyone.
Yeah, that's how they live though. They live like that.
Yeah, who was the Dominican guy? Soto. Yeah,
Yes.
when he was playing,
Good
like
player.
there was like 8 Dominican guys came up and like rubbing his shoulders and fucking getting him going.
Oh, that's why I wish Vladdy was in there.
Yeah.
Saved his
Vladdy
dinger
and
for the real
Acuna-
thing.
Vladdy and Acuna were talking. They're both going to participate. I think they're both going to participate next year. Acuna tore his ACL, but
Out.
Worst. Sucks.
that's awful news for baseball. If nobody knows who Acuna is, he's one of the like best outfielders, biggest hitters in the league. He's a future Hall of Famer.
One
if
of the best.
health doesn't fuck him over.
One of the best players. Period. in
Legit.
baseball. Yep.
Legit. A lot of people haven't seen a baseball hit as hard as it comes off his bat.
I don't know, man. Vladdy dings him.
We're lucky to watch Vladdy every day.
we have Vladdy.
Vladdy dings him. But
We're-
not everybody in the league
we're
has
lucky
a
to
Vladdy.
watch a Vladdy every day, and we get to see the ball hit that hard from
Yeah.
Vladdy after Bobuchet, and then Teoscar hits after him, and then
Oh, and then we have this guy George Springer.
yeah, and the Atlanta Braves still have like Freddie Freeman and Ozzie Albies too. Like the Braves are good; they're just outside of the playoffs right now. But
You know what that's like?
and like I'm gonna go on the Braves again too. They're fucked too because they don't have their ace,
Who's that?
Mike Soroka, the Canadian, who tore his ACL again
Yep.
twice.
Twice?
He's missed the last 2 seasons because of a torn ACL.
Why?
His ACL is torn.
How?
It's been torn. Or no, his
When?
Achilles. His Achilles has been torn
Oh, Achilles
Where?
makes more sense.
in his foot.
Oh.
Yeah.
His heel.
He's missed the last 2 years. And the last season he was in the MLB, it was his rookie year and he had Cy Young votes.
Canadian.
Damn good pitcher. Shit for that. I'm just on a tangent right now.
Mark's on his
Saying.
Atlanta
We're just
Braves
talking about
soapbox.
baseball. We started talking about baseball and like
Mark, do you have anything else to talk about baseball this week? Because there's going to be a lot of baseball coming up too. What
if
else?
anybody's down to play MLB, give me a shout. I got the 98 Schwarber from the 4th inning program.
What's your streaming thing called again?
Hull 9283.
You don't stream that often. Weekends, right? Mainly weekends?
Yeah,
Evenings
mostly
sometimes?
weekends. I'll probably do it later tonight.
The show, MLB. There you go.
9283. Hull 9283.
There you go. Just look for the Draft in Hand logo.
Yeah, I'm pretty entertaining.
Sometimes.
I think so.
Sometimes. Guys,
Yo.
I'm going to switch. There's a big race this morning in Britain.
Oh, Amy and I almost got into a fight.
Uh-oh!
Over if we think it was like incidental or accidental. Like,
Okay. For
what?
purposely-
Lap 1. Hang. Let me set the stage.
Set the stage.
Oh,
Set the
Hot
stage.
day, Silverstone, British Grand Prix.
Ian,
Who's
that's
on
why-
the poll?
Ian, that's why it took a little while for me to come outside.
Yeah, who's
Okay,
on the
so
poll?
listen. Remember, this weekend was a bit different because it was the first time that F1 did a sprint qualifying.
Yes, I heard about this.
So normally, just really quickly, a normal qualifying in F1 this season,
It's just people do laps
do laps.
by themselves.
Everyone else, there's other people on course too, but yes, fastest lap. So fastest 15 of the 20 move on. The bottom 5, they're just locked in. They're done. Qualifying session 2, the next 15 run, the slowest 5 chopped off again. The next 10 run, the 10 fastest run again, and then that's the qualifying order. That usually happens on Saturday. All that sort of the
But
3
that
qualifying
happened on
things.
Friday
This week, because they're trying something different, because everyone's trying to be fun, qualifying was on Friday. So they did qualifying. They did really quick qualifying. Saturday, they had what they called a sprint qualifying, which was 17 laps using the starting grid that they just qualified for on Friday. And this 17-lap sprint race, it's just a race, 17 laps, no pit stops necessary. And the finishing order is the race order for Sunday. Who is on the pole? Max Verstappen, who spun out during the sprint race, therefore starting the race in the pit, actually, was his teammate Sergio Perez. So he had no Red Bull help at the top. And then you had like Hamilton, and Mark's boy Norris was up there, and Bottas was up there for Mercedes, and Ferrari had a few cars up there. So there you go. So that's what happened on Saturday. So Sunday comes around, Verstappen and Hamilton,
They don't like each other.
they're rivals. They're 1-2 in points. They're Mercedes, Red Bull, 1-2 in the constructors. They come into turn, whatever. So Britain, they don't have turn numbers. So the way America, turn 3,
It's like the
turn
fourth-
4.
It's like the fourth turn.
They all have
it's
names.
a little bit into the lap. It's a little bit in the
Crux
first
and
lap.
Williamsburg, and
Yeah.
they all have names. Washington, son, I don't know. They all have names. That's not a
It
name.
wouldn't
of
be
the turn.
Washington.
No,
Definitely
no,
not in fucking Britain.
Yeah. The whole course is named. It's crazy. They're so
Okay.
passionate over there. So they're coming into a turn, and Verstappen, Red Bull, got the lead. Hamilton from Britain, home race, comes up on his inside, and they make contact. So the front wing of Hamilton clips the rear tire of Verstappen, sending Verstappen spinning into the tire barriers, across the gravel into the tire barriers. 51G impact.
sounds like a lot.
1G is gravity. 51G impact for Verstappen. Doesn't even complete a lap. So the controversy Mark's talking about with Amy, because Amy is from Britain. Like,
So
she's
what-
British English, so
No,
she is.
what bugs me the most about that.
Hold on, she's got the goggles on for Hamilton because
yeah,
he's
yeah,
British.
yeah.
So
We got
that
upset.
sets up Mark's
But-
thing
No, I saw
with this incident
friggin' Hamilton pass two guys on the same turn
later in the race.
and he never took them that wide. He cut that corner literally like it was an L.
Mm-hmm.
Verstappen, he literally fucking drove Verstappen into a straight line into the wall.
So he
Verstappen-
did it on purpose, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Mark thinks he did.
Well, he did get a penalty for it.
He did. He got a 10-second penalty. 10
That's it.
seconds.
Yeah,
Yep.
but the other guy almost died.
Not really, but he went
Dude, he was in
hurling
a
off.
car and he was in a fucking
I said 51G.
51 fucking G's, man. The dude almost died. Like, don't.
Can you go a G in your own car?
A G is just gravity.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah.
51 G's and you make an impact? Like, that's a lot.
All
Like,
you need to do is accelerate 9.8 meters per second squared. I don't know what that is in
Yeah.
kilometers per hour, but whatever that is in kilometers per hour, yeah. I'm sure you could do, yeah. Just type it into Google. So
280 kilometers.
So, Mark, what specifically did Amy think that Lewis Hamilton didn't do? What didn't she think he did?
Nothing.
She's like, he was just racing.
Yeah.
And you thought that he...
I was telling her, he's like the other two guys he passed later in the race, he turned that corner like it was a friggin' L. Like a chicane turn. Like he was like he cut it.
So he took a wider line.
Verstappen, on the first lap, he took it wide. I don't know if it was because he doesn't know the track yet and he hasn't ridden.
Oh, he knows the track.
Oh, I know he knows the track.
Yeah, he just did.
I know he knows the track. I'm
did
just not trying to give the guy. I'm not trying to throw a guy under the bus.
Yeah.
But like, I think
he's won there for like 8 times now.
Hamilton ran. I think Hamilton ran him off the track. What do you think?
I don't. He couldn't run him off the track because he never passed him.
Exactly. Okay.
If you're the guy behind,
I'm gonna say he already got the penalty. He didn't run him off the track. He took him out of the race.
Yes, I would say that he took him. He took him out of the race.
I was trying to be like, I didn't want to. I think it was he took him out of the race on purpose.
If that was NASCAR, that's a good old racing boys doing some good old stock car racing.
No, you don't do that at 300 fucking miles.
Not in Formula.
No. That was a Mazepin fucking moment.
So, Mazepin, who usually spins out almost all the time. But he's a figure skater. Russian figure skater.
So, do you think it was a little intentional?
I think you gotta let the guys race. At the same time...
So, I'm the same way. It was the first lap. You gotta let him race. And I go with the accident. And then the fact that Hamilton passed 2 other guys at the exact same spot and he cut that corner tighter than what he did to Verstappen. I'm just like, dude, you did that on fucking purpose because you knew you weren't going to win this race.
Okay, I think he bullied his way in there a little bit. He didn't have the right to the racing line because he wasn't in first place.
Yeah.
He didn't have the position. If you're in the position, you have the right to the racing line.
He's not allowed to take that wide line.
Yeah. Now, so when Mark says wide line, Hamilton was on the inside.
Yeah.
So if you're on the inside,
you take it tight like you did when he passed the other 2 guys.
You take the inside line. If you're on the if Verstappen had the right, I think, to like come over.
Verstappen could have cut. He didn't.
Verstappen actually, they actually showed a replay of him giving him like turning the wheel to the left. It was a right-hand turn. Turning the wheel to the left to give Hamilton a touch more space, which I don't think he needed.
It's the first lap, and he knew he had a better car than Hamilton. So
Red
he's going to give him. He's going to give him the line.
Performing well.
He's going to give him the line. There is no need for fucking Hamilton to do that unless he knows he's not going to win.
And the funniest part of all this is that Hamilton wasn't even leading the race after that. It was Charles Leclerc.
And then
by
Ferrari.
No, Hamilton still won.
So Leclerc led basically the whole race. From that point until 3 laps to go, Leclerc was winning. But
Hamilton just caught up to his pace.
Yeah, Hamilton. Bottas let him by because Bottas didn't have as much pace as Hamilton did. Hamilton, they were still worried about tires. Leclerc's engine apparently kept cutting out too. Like, imagine being in first place and your engine's like cutting out occasionally.
It's like, no, we don't want to work anymore.
So I have a feeling, I've heard a few things this year about
Imagine doing that
Ferrari.
into a fucking corner, your engine's just like, nah. And you're just like 280K, just like dead into, like you're going into a chicane.
What's the top end of
and
those
your engine's
cars?
just like, nah, we're going to cut out. And it's just like...
fast. So, so hold on. It's not that you lose steering, Mark, but it's your acceleration. It's so
that's the whole point about racing is accelerating.
It's going fast.
Yeah, but if your engine dies and you can't, like, you can turn, but if your tires aren't, like,
you still have brakes.
Your engine has nothing to do with your tires.
Yeah. I know.
So, but I'm not sure.
Your brakes don't work as soon as you're off the fucking track.
I don't know if Ferrari will able to tell us exactly what's going on because they're so tight with that stuff. But I've just, from what I remember of the past few races this past season so far, Ferrari's had a couple incidents with their power unit. So did it cost them a race? I don't know.
Possibly.
Maybe Mercedes is Mercedes. But anyway, the podium was Hamilton, Leclerc, Bottas. Perez made from last. We were watching Perez make his way up the field. He actually made 3 pit stops because right at the end of the race, he was in the points, but they're like, instead of finishing 10th and getting 1 point, let's go for the fastest lap and get that 1 point, but we're taking that point away from Mercedes, away from Hamilton.
Oh,
so instead of just getting 1 point,
Red Bull got a point in the constructors.
in the
Constructors.
fastest lap. Yeah.
Yeah, they got it in the constructors.
So instead of just getting 1 point, you get 1 point and you take away a point from. So they actually ended up finishing like 17th or something like that. But they're like, let's just go for fastest laps. So they pitted it again, put on softs for like the last 3 laps or whatever. So it's kind of interesting.
Fuck.
Yeah. Anyway, fun times. It was hot. Like you tell, racetrack was apparently uncharacteristically hot because Britain's usually not that hot. England is not too hot.
For the British Open, that's what everybody was saying for the golf.
Not too far away.
It was like, everybody's like, it's insane. It's like regular, normal U.S. weather.
Who won? Morikawa?
Yeah, Morikawa. Morikawa killed it.
How did the Canadiens...
Ustazen was up there.
They were both top 10.
Nice.
Hughes and Connors were both top 10.
Nice.
And they're both going to the Olympics representing Canada too.
Yes.
And I think one of the two may medal.
Wow, you're that bullish on them, eh?
I am more than bullish on them.
I don't know how you get more than bullish.
Connors and Hughes have been playing some of the best golf Canadians have played besides winning a major like Mike Weir did.
Connors wasn't top 10. He was 15th.
Then he fucking choked on the last few holes.
But yeah,
the holes get
Hughes
smaller?
was tied for 6.
Yeah, Connors probably bogeyed the last couple holes then because he was tied with Hughes.
Hughes played some good golf this weekend.
Oh yeah,
66, 69, 68,
and he
69.
he was in the last round at the U.S. Open too.
Yeah.
Dude is with some
Yeah, Hughes he's been there. Like he's been there.
yeah, he's been there in the last 2 majors.
He's making
It's
some good
fucking
money.
Wicked.
Do you see how much
Sick.
money these guys make on like tournaments? Like if you win a
600,000.
tournament, win
2 mil.
Yeah, easy 2 mil. It's like, oh,
Nice easy weekend.
I came 5th in this tournament. I'm still walking away with like
Oh, I got to play my
$200,000.
hobby for 4 rounds, and I walked away with
Yeah,
$800,000.
with an upgraded yacht.
yeah. It's insane. Oh shit! I placed 61st in this tournament. Still made $30,000.
I shot
in a
89
week.
on the weekend. I think I won the lottery.
Yeah.
Does it cost anything to... Does a tour card cost anything?
No,
You just have to be good enough to have it.
I think you got to pay to do
you
your
have to pay to
test.
play in the tournaments.
You get tested?
like
No,
to
it's-
get your pro card.
You have to play in a tournament,
Yeah,
and
which
you
is
have
a
to
tournament.
shoot low enough. But you don't have to pay to have a tour card. You have to play in a tournament to get it.
Are you sure? I don't know.
That's a yes from
I actually
He
don't know.
nodded. Mark nodded.
I'll
No, I
ask one of the kids at work that have their card.
Oh, one of
They
the
have a
guys
tour
at the
card?
trailer was telling me for your pro
No, not
card.
tour card, just pro card.
Oh, pro.
For your pro card in Canada, you have to shoot like under.
It depends on
It depends on the course.
No, it
but
doesn't.
you have to do it for 2 rounds though.
It depends on the people you're playing against.
Yeah,
So
it's all in the handicap.
yeah, if there's like say 50 golfers and everyone shoots 80, you could get your pro card shooting an 80. But if everyone shoots 70, then you have to shoot a 70. It's based on who's doing it.
It's handicapped to the tournament.
So hold on. So does that mean like everybody who wants their pro card, for example, has to play the same tournament?
Yeah.
And then you just got to win that tournament.
It's
No, you don't have to win it.
You don't
You
have
have
to
to-
win it.
no, but you have
shoot,
to like,
you have to shoot a certain score.
You have to be under a
Okay.
certain score.
and they'll give it's like the best dozen or something.
Percentage.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I understand.
So,
That's how
like-
I got my pro thing playing PGA.
On
like
your
the video
games, yeah. That you stream something.
It was a percentage of like you play in the qualifier and a
Yeah.
percentage if you get the thing to be on the tour, and then they assess you into where you fit in the pro tour.
Right.
Like I'm a CCC,
What
which
does that
is
mean?
I'm in basically division. There's 6 divisions above me before I'm on the highest tour.
And how many below you?
9.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how that works, but I understand. So you basically you qualify for certain levels of.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Guys, I got one more thing. Mark mentioned the Olympics. Opening ceremony starts
Next week.
this Friday.
I was gonna say Friday.
Friday,
this?
July 23rd is the opening ceremony for
thought it
the.
didn't start till the
There's no
27th.
Olympics.
athletes gonna be walking around or anything.
I don't know what they're gonna be doing. There's no fans, but you don't really need fans for an opening ceremony for the show. Like there'll still be music and bikes flipping over and art stuff and Pokemon because it's in
Dancers.
Japan probably. Is there gonna be Pokemon reference? There better be fucking Pikachu's.
I want to
running
see a
around.
Pikachu.
I swear to God. Maybe a shiny one.
Better be a shiny.
We're in Canada, so I got. I have a list here, and I sort of just perused through the internet just for some medal hopefuls.
When's the women's volleyball?
I don't know, but they're supposed to be pretty good
Yeah.
at volleyball.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking as well.
So here's so Canada's projected. A couple of websites kind of had them in the 20 medal range, which is, about average. That's right on par for the past 3 Summer Olympics. Summer Olympics, we don't do as well. There's way more countries, way more competitors, and we're not quite as good. Expect 4 golds, 4 gold medals. They don't know exactly where, you can kind of tell where the medals based are the World Cup standings and how good our athletes are at certain stuff, right? So they're expecting 4 gold, 20
I bet
medals.
on Connors or Hughes won a gold medal for golf.
Okay. Don't have their names here, but I'll give you some of the men. Okay. So Damian Warner, so decathlon. Andre de Grasse in the 100 meter.
100 meter?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Andre
of
Grasse.
course.
Yeah, he's great. And this might be the last Olympics for the race walk, but apparently we got a Canadian, Evan Dunphy. He's
What about our
Maybe the race rock?
equestrians? I know we always medal in that.
oh my God, what's his name? Miller. Yeah.
Bodie Miller. Is it Bodie Miller?
No. I can't remember. Somebody knows it. Somebody knows.
Horseback riders?
Yeah,
Equestrian.
equestrian.
Yeah. Equestrian's horseback. Yeah. Horses are really good. Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
can't remember
well,
his
we
name. I'm going to think of it when I go
We
inside.
do have Calgary.
No, but we always medal in that.
We do. Yeah, you're right. Our equestrian team's usually strong, but they just don't have it
I
projected.
honestly
Yeah.
normally barely watch the Summer Olympics. Just a lot of the sports are boring.
Ian, you're not watching the right sports, man.
Probably.
Like, don't watch the race walk, but watch the 100 meter.
No, it sucks.
Yeah, the 100 meters cool.
Andreescu and Raonic and Shapovalov are
Tennis.
playing in the tennis.
Yeah, they decided not to go.
Is what's his name? Assimile?
OJ
the-
Aliassime?
Yeah.
Nailed it. Yep. I think
Is he
he'll be
playing?
there, I believe. And he has an outside shot at a medal. On the women's side, so watch our swimming pool. So we got
We got a good
Alexiak?
Penny Alexiak, Sydney Peckram, and Kaylee Massey. Massey? I don't know. I should probably know these names.
Massey.
Massey.
I don't know.
Greg, you're allowed to be
Swimming
wrong
pool.
because announcers say it all the time. Say it wrong all the time.
Diving. We got a couple of good divers, Jennifer Abel and Megan Bonfito. Canoe, we got a few good canoers. Beach volleyball, so
Is Vancouverton still participating?
I don't think so. No.
No?
He was really good though. Canoe. I think it was canoe.
He was.
Because canoe is so much different than rowing. Don't get the two confused or else people get mad at
He
you.
trained at a Frenchman's Bay.
Yes. Here's your volleyball team. So beach volleyball.
Around the
So
corner.
Melissa Humana Parody and Sarah Pavem. I've seen they've gotten a lot of coverage on the on Canada's
I
Team Canada's
just like
Instagram.
seeing women in very short shorts. And
Good.
Sports bras.
Well, that's great. We're a very positive and forward-thinking podcast, but here's that. Jesus fucking Christ! I'm here with 2 animals.
What did I do?
Women's gymnastics, gymnastics and trampoline. Watch for those. Women's
These
wrestling,
two could be in the garage right now. There'd be 4.
taekwondo, women's soccer. Watch our women's soccer team. They're
Yeah, Sinclair and
Apparently
shit like
there's-
that.
I want to see
Have an
Kristen
outside shot.
Sinclair keep scoring goals and making history.
and women's
History.
rugby sevens. So apparently, they say 95% of Canada's medals are projected to be from the women's side.
Yep.
Good.
Sounds about right.
That's not good.
That
I'll
means
tell
our
you-
men are shit.
I don't care
Yeah.
if the men are shit. I'm down to see the women fucking dominate.
Yeah.
But the thing here's my perspective on this. Okay, Canada, we're very progressive, despite the table I'm sitting at with these morons.
I just said I'm down to watch women fucking kill the Olympics.
Listen,
But just because I said I like seeing women in skimpy clothes, that's a bad thing? Fuck you.
well, there are a lot of people in that'd be like that get offended by that because it's 2021.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
It's a problem because what are our men doing? Because we have, and maybe, hey, just because you go to the Olympics and don't medal does not mean you're not successful. Because if you go to the Olympics and you're top 10 in something where there's a ton of friggin' people competing, it's pretty
maybe
sweet.
our women are just better
Pretty
than
sick.
their women.
Maybe there's just not as many women competing on the world stage in other countries. Maybe women in other sports aren't getting the same support as
I don't know.
as
I like
compared
to
to the
think
men.
Canadian women kick ass and we're just better. Our women are just better than everybody else.
Yeah. But if it were proportionally true,
I know if it was like, yeah,
It's
I know.
definitely,
I know,
it's definitely not
Greg,
true.
I know your
It's
side of the
I
argument.
understand.
I know, but
your side.
Mark, listen, people listening to this, they think we love watching women in skimpy clothes run around on the beach
We do.
and not
Yes,
No.
get gold medals.
Well, yeah, every probably male.
The problem
does.
isn't the
Even some
volume.
females.
Yes,
The problem
I
isn't.
agree, but
Kate, listen. Can you let me speak about this
Ian
articulately?
said shit, and I'm trying to go back to your point.
The volume isn't the amount of medal. The volume, the total number of medals that our women's side wins. The problem is the disproportionate amount that our men don't. So it's not that it's like, hey, women win. Like if our Canadian women win 15 medals, it's like sick. I would love to see our men win 15 medals as well. So I know there's already people posting, and I've seen some posts about people getting on their high horse being like, yeah, Canadian women. It's like, that's great. But having our men not as successful
Is why.
does not make our women better, which is how a lot of people are portraying it.
Yeah, but that's because
But if you're winning a gold medal,
If you're winning a gold medal, that's amazing.
you're the best in your class.
Yeah.
That's how I'm seeing
I can
it
almost
as.
already
I love the
assume
fact
Alexiak's gonna win.
No, to me, I
mean,
love
I
the
hope
fact
so.
that,
I
like,
will.
I hope so. There's a couple of swimmers that are pretty good, man, that are Canadian that might give a run for
No,
money.
I don't
That'd be
see it
dope.
that like, oh, they're not doing bad. I'm like, if they're gonna win, I'm gonna watch it. If they have the chance to win, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm on their side. Like,
I feel
You're
like
cheering
that's
for 'em.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's probably why I watch Winter Olympics more, is because Canadians are like ranked higher in a lot of the sports.
who's the
and it's
friggin'
just, like,
person that got friggin' kicked out of the Olympics for smoking weed?
Shaun White.
No, but I was like,
Oh,
think it's a
the U.S. sprinter.
Yeah.
I think it was a U.S.
the
sprinter.
U.S. sprinter.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay,
was
that-
like,
yeah, but that's
literally every friggin' snowboarder and thing is smoking weed the whole fucking time.
Maybe they don't get caught. Listen, that's
What-
a different
I
topic
know it's
entirely.
a different story. I'm just going on a tangent.
But the thing is, that's why I wanted to look into
Yeah.
the hopefuls, because
Cool.
we look into the sports. Like, we're usually pretty good at. There's usually a cyclist in there that does pretty well. I didn't see any cycling, so I'm like, I was
Yeah,
kind of
it's like,
scratching my
yo,
head.
What's been going on with Canadian athletes?
And rowing, like we haven't seen many rowing.
yeah, we used to have some decent.
Adam Vancouver didn't.
Canoe, we mentioned him already.
Yeah.
No, but
I know
like-
we mentioned him already, but
we
he was
have like
rowing.
decent like teams and stuff.
Oh,
like
Yeah,
yeah,
the
we have
eights.
good teams.
And those are, I mean, it's not like it's.
And
hey,
they
you get
train.
to-
And they train just on the street from us.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
There's also there's a brand new, the Pan Am Games built the new or redid course down in St. Catharines area for canoe kayak as well. So
Yeah.
there's different areas, but let's put it this way. A lot of these Canadians, like if you watch the Winter Olympics, a lot of the bobsled, a lot of the luge and skeleton, they're out of Calgary.
West End.
Calgary, because they hosted the Olympics, they have the facilities. We're already reaping last Olympics. We already reaped the benefits of the having the pool in Scarborough, because a ton of them trained
from
in
the
Scarborough.
Pan Ams, yeah.
Pan Am.
Yeah, Pan Am Games were here in Toronto
Yeah,
6
you-
years ago.
You did a lot of work for that too.
Worked for them for 3 years. Worked for the organizing
That
committee.
was, and it sounds like you had a lot of fun doing it as well.
Lots of fun. But the athletes are now reaping the rewards. They're in there at
All the time.
4
Do you know any
a.m.
athletes that you met, or
I
that
met
came out-
athletes, but like
or that came out from the dust that are
Well,
participating in the Olympics
I'm
that you
pretty
can
sure
give a
Alexiak.
foreshadow for?
I'm pretty sure. No. I don't. No. I can't.
No?
I don't know any of those.
Alexiak was young when she won.
I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure she was at the.
She was probably at the Pan Am because she would have been
an
an amateur at the time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was we sent our
She
Olympic
won
team to the.
she won a
Pan
gold
American
medal, I
Games.
think, at 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that would have been 2016.
we're not going to pretend like we're Olympic experts, because there's so few people that are so
And
niche
there's
into these sports.
so many events.
There are.
I just can't wait
So
to watch
many
people
events.
be good at sports. I've
Be,
missed it for so fucking long.
so you'll be watching, and Ian will maybe be watching.
I'm just going to watch because I want to watch people be good at things again.
Yeah, and it's so
I've missed it.
It's so unique. It's so different. It's like 2 weeks to watch stuff that you otherwise wouldn't watch.
Yeah, I want to see a guy fucking chuck a javelin, or like a woman chuck a fucking javelin 150 yards.
Yeah, or a discus.
Yeah.
Or a shot put. I mean, some of those. I'm not going to tell you all events are crazy exciting, but it's still pretty friggin' cool. It's pretty impressive.
I just want to see people be good at things again.
Mm-hmm.
I miss it. Like,
It's just a
fuck.
shame. It's a shame that no fans in Tokyo because they got some things going on.
Yeah, but TV's gonna disguise that.
Yeah. You'll notice, but at the same time, some events you might not notice as much. Like rowing, you're not going to notice. Swimming, you'll notice.
Yeah.
Swimming, the loudest venue I've ever been in my life. I think
I
I've
know
said
that
this
one.
already.
I
Loudest
follow
venue in
that
my
one
life.
on Reddit.
You showed me that one.
you
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, it's probably fucking booming right now.
Guys having a side conversation, literally
Yeah,
either A doesn't
yeah,
stop and
it's
B
a
nobody knows.
subreddit- It's a
Sorry.
subreddit on Reddit. Like, just look up the Olympics.
Oh, our Olympics?
No,
Yeah, Olympics.
Okay, so
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
so loudest venue I've ever been in was swimming. So that
because you echo, you think?
it's crazy loud, dude. So something like that you'll notice, but something like some of them you won't notice as much. Let's put it that way.
It's probably diving, swimming. People like it's got to be the building. It's the echo from the building.
I'm most excited for the golf.
Well, Mark, here's the thing though. If you're gonna watch golf, you watch golf every weekend anyway. The only difference is they're wearing Canadian and US and
There's so many good players in the friggin'
Yeah, but there's those players play every week.
yeah,
I know. It's
I
just
know.
Is
I
it
got it.
baseball?
Yeah, it should. I think so. Yeah,
Hardball?
Yeah.
it'll be like
Are the MLB players going?
no.
No.
What's I don't know the
Or,
criteria. Usually it's like AAA and down, or AA and down or something. I don't know. It might be
It's
Are there
different.
just MLB and
esports?
down,
Are there
basically.
esports yet?
No,
Not yet.
no esports. I hope. Let's put it. I'm controversial take. I hope there's never esports in the Olympics because it's not the point. I feel like I feel like esports has a lot of their own stuff.
You need to be fit. Like, but
I
there's
just
the
don't
physical
know.
aspect of playing a fucking video game.
It's
But
not
at
even
the same time.
It's not physical. It's all mental.
Yeah, I just hope that they
At
never
the same
put
time, if
esports
you're playing
in.
a sports game, you're using that person to play that game.
It would never be a sports game.
Yeah,
It would be others.
guys, should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up with a tweet that I got retweeted
What's
from
your in-wrap that I
Sid.
can't use?
Okay, Mark, let me wrap this up so we can get out of here, okay? Thanks. Okay, so Sid Sixero, he tweeted something. Here's what's going on in the next 2 weeks for sports. Okay, next 2 weeks. You got the NHL expansion draft, you got the Olympic opening ceremony, you got the NHL draft. You got a whole bunch of NBA stuff, NHL free agency,
Is NBA over?
NBA free
Yeah.
agency as well, NBA
Oh,
draft
they're
coming up.
going into game 5.
Jay's coming home. You got the MLB trade deadline, and then you also had the 100-meter final in there because that is like the event of the Olympics.
Yeah, it really is.
So in the next 2 weeks, look forward
like
to all
hockey.
that stuff. And to quote Bob Cole, everything is happening.
Yeah, it really is.
Boom. Guys, let's wrap it up on that one. Everybody, talk to you next time when the Seattle Kraken will exist. Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on Twitter @DraftInHand.